I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right. That's right, guys.
I guess this year will be better than the last year.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I'm just more happy for us on a new year, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Think
New
about
year
that. This
of
is
us.
now the second time we've said that on
That's
an
true.
episode.
I wouldn't have thought we'd do that.
Yeah, well, like we're not
All you people thought we would give up after 3 episodes.
right. We're not quite at 2 years
We're close. Well,
ourselves. No, we're
I
still
was saying, no, wait, no, we're not.
we're still 8 months away, but we are officially at the second year
Of us
of
doing
working.
this.
Yeah.
A
It's
second
awesome.
calendar year of us doing this.
Third calendar year.
Oh, is it really? Oh, shit.
Think about it.
Time.
Think about it. Like we just did a full year that was definitely all us, but then we
Yeah.
started the year before that, and now we're
That's true.
entering into the year after that.
Time keeps on slipping.
Yeah. So if you look at the calendar, it's 2023, 2024, and 2025 that we have been doing podcasts.
I'm old. Can we stop? Get a pause?
No, because then we're not doing more podcasting either.
No, we keep going. We just keep like mass producing, and then when time starts again, we'll have like 1 million episodes.
Dude, now if that were an option, I'm down.
Like the
'cause
hyperbolic
Jesus,
time chamber,
Jesus, that would be helpful right now. I'm
right? We just
telling
like
you.
completely backlogged. We just like go fuck off and do whatever. Just let
Uh,
it fucking auto load.
Well, we don't usually do a lot of behind the curtains talk about our work. Every now and then we let it slip out. Bo definitely said something about dead people in a hotel once. But I normally don't work, and I'm about to start working. So
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was super
peek behind the
helpful then,
curtain.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
and so if we could have multiple episodes, if I could have the time to like bank a lot before working.
300 fucking episodes.
Now that being said, I am working a job where I get to pick my own schedule this year.
That's super nice.
And so it should be a lot easier for me to be able to do this and not have it not be like
Interfere. Or
yeah
anything.
and not be begging for a day where it's slow at work so I can work on it. You remember, like, I mean,
Yeah,
don't get me
you'd be
wrong,
like,
I did at least have a job I could do that,
right, or you
but
can
I
just
still had
sit
to
and edit
bank-
the podcast.
but I did have to bank on a slow enough day
Yeah.
to do it. So it was like, it wasn't like great. I was definitely
At
like,
least you were getting paid to edit the podcast.
no, that's what I told
finally.
everybody at the time, especially because we were only like a few months in.
For technically a paid editor.
That's
at the
what I said.
time.
I was like a few months into the podcast, so we definitely weren't doing. Like we weren't like the idea of making money.
when we had like 50 subscribers.
The idea of making money wasn't even in our head,
Yeah.
right? Like so, like at that time, that's why I would joke with everybody. Like if they came up while I was working on it and I had to stop, I would be like, I just look at it this way: at least I'm getting paid
Yeah.
to work on my podcast.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get paid to do your hobby.
But yeah, so this year I may not be able to do that, but I also will have the manageability to work on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully easier without that being an issue.
No, you can just have both computers open, just jump back and forth.
I mean, on a slow day, that's still definitely something that I'll
Yeah.
be doing. But it's definitely going to be the kind of thing where I couldn't be listening to it. Like, so I'd be able to
Yeah.
work on like promotional material.
Shorts
While
and
working.
stuff, yeah.
Well, shorts or the actual pictures. And yeah. I
Thumbnails.
could do stuff like that. So I mean, I'll still be able to work on things.
Things with hyphens in them.
Yes. Well, I do have plans of maybe getting us a real website going.
Oh, nice.
'cause
Like our own
well,
website.
and again, this is something we can address for the fans. This has happened several weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we should probably address this on air.
Yeah.
Talking to everybody. We did have to switch. you guys, we
We
were Acast. We were on
Yeah,
Acast.
we had to drop
They
'em.
hosted us. So now we are on Spotify. They are officially our hosts.
Yay,
which again,
Spotify.
we were on
Everybody
Spotify.
likes Spotify.
Well, and again, we were on them before.
yeah, they
So
just
that's
weren't
not
our
new.
hosts.
They just weren't the hosts. They weren't hosting our stuff. And so they are now. Very little has changed. We do need to tell anybody if you are a listener and you're like, well, I didn't see the last one update. I just had to manually go find it. I'm going to say unsubscribe and then resubscribe in whatever player you use.
Yeah.
And hopefully that should fix it. Because when we switched over, we had to put the new like feed from where everything's being hosted from. But the old Acast was supposed to do that too. So it was supposed to redirect everybody.
Yeah, and you know they didn't, so it's probably why you guys aren't getting notifications.
So yeah, if you just unsubscribe and resubscribe, it should automatically update where the feed is coming from, and you should have everything fine. If you just want to do it through Spotify, I promise you won't have any problems because we're there. That's who's hosting.
Yeah, we've never
us.
had any problems with Spotify.
So it is what it is. The only thing we really lost though was a website. Now that being said, their website was bare bones and was essentially the same thing as the creator site that I can link out to people. It basically just had a pictured version of all the stuff. That each episode. Yeah. And so like it wasn't like a whole lot, but I am thinking about making us an actual website now that we're in this predicament that will have more than just that.
And cool.
Well, maybe if we decide to sell some things.
And,
like the stickers that we've talked about or some other random things, whatever. We'll see when it comes to that. But, I at least want to design the thing.
Beer mugs. We can put the rat on them.
Yes. For us especially, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've got a few plans, but again, like it's much like when we did the Instagram 2 months before we actually started doing anything. I want to placehold the name, right? Like,
definitely.
Sure. And so I've just got plans to try to start doing some
how
stuff.
do you do that? You go to like GoDaddy.com or whatever.
Something, yeah. I mean, you can GoDaddy or other places. There are a few places you can use. They're all going to do the same thing, but they can find maybe different deals when you go to them. That's maybe intricate that people aren't going to. On that note, we should move away from
this. They might help. They might be like, I got like 4 websites. Use these people.
But they'd have to have the one we want.
That's true.
And so that's what those things are usually good for, is they can find who owns that and then deal with them and like broker a deal. And, off of that, we should get into this week's episode.
The actual show.
Yeah. So again, we already told you guys it's the new year. You already know if you're here, if you came from any kind of social media or you're following us there, you know what we're doing. If you just clicked on this because you saw the title episode, our titles sometimes may not tell you the name unless you read the full thing. So you might not know,
or you just really like the movie and get the one dialogue reference that we're using.
But so for the people who don't know already, we are doing Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Oh, you gotta say Judgment Day. Then you can do the music, Bo. Judgment Day, then the music. I can't go through dun 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 then say Judgment Day.
We need somebody in the background.
No, it's not like that until it's tragic. The beginning parts are just the bass.
Right.
We're good for at least 2 hours before we have to worry about the sad trumpet.
The sad trumpet in the background.
We got time to figure it out. Maybe we'll figure out how to mouth trumpet before we get there to make sure it sounds really good. Like how far away from the mic we need to be.
We just go on like YouTube and we find a guy who did it, right? And we'll just use that sound clip.
But yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. We've done Arnold before, but the last time we did Arnold, it was not Heyday Arnold.
No, it was this is first movie ever.
Yeah, and this is the heyday, right? Like when you think of the heyday, it's like the late 80s, the early 90s. This is when he was telling us all we should be doing sit-ups at school. This is
I remember that.
I mean, that was what he was big for a while. He was the presidential exercise. Well, I don't even remember what
president of fitness or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
No, it was no, he wasn't that. He was hosting the presidential fitness thing. That's what it was. It was for the president. It was still definitely Bush, I guess, at the time, and then it transitioned into Clinton.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was because I remember he'd have the actual presidential medallion on the videos behind him as he's telling us
standing there dressed like a freaking like
like a gym teacher
with the little shorts and everything.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Whistle.
Fitness was important.
It was.
He wanted to make sure we weren't lazy bastards.
Oh, but I was such a lazy bastard. I was like, hey, I love you, Arnie, but fuck you, I ain't doing that.
But yeah, so it's gonna be fun to do something from his real heyday.
A movie that like everybody's seen.
Now, before we get too far, Bo, go ahead and tell them what we're drinking today.
Oh, you mean before I drink it all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably do that. We've got Mirror Twin Brewing Company, Hasta La Vista Baby.
So for obvious reasons.
We're doing Terminator, right?
Well, it has to be Terminator 2.
Yeah, because that's where he says it. Does he have any dialogue?
No, in the first one, he doesn't speak.
I'll be back. That's it. That's all he says.
Does he even say that in the first one?
Yeah, when he goes into the police station, then he comes back and drives it in.
I was just like,
smashes the dude with the sweet mustache.
I knew it was very little, if any.
Yeah, he has like 3 lines of dialogue in the whole fucking movie. Wrong. That's another one.
Well, it's also why it's such a big deal that they wait so long before he talks again in this one. Is because they're hoping you forget that
the
he
whole
spoke.
beginning of the movie, you're like,
he's
is
silent
he still
for the longest
bad
time.
guy?
Yeah, yeah. And again, if he could talk, you'd probably. Well, you still wouldn't because he's a robot.
Yeah,
A robot. I love
a robot.
robot. I love to say that. I might randomly say that throughout the episode. I want everyone to understand right now. I don't actually
Think that's how it's pronounced.
This is one of those things where you ironically are making fun of when you've heard that, and then it just sticks.
Makes me
And so
think of
now I
Zoidberg.
say it too much, and it's almost becoming unironic and intentionally how I say
It's
it.
just how I do it. You got channel,
but understand, I don't
channel your inner Zoidberg.
Yeah.
The robot.
understand. I'm not actually. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. I just. It's hard for me to knock the joke out of my own head and say it the right way sometimes.
I can't say reason. I say raisin because of that episode of
Yeah.
Futurama. I'm gonna go away for no reason.
Pop culture affects us, dude. That's why we're here. Pop culture
That's why
affects
we're
us.
here. We were raised by TV, okay?
On that note, let's go ahead and get into things. I think we can start with who made the movie. Did it? James Cameron.
James
This isn't-
Cameron.
I mean, everybody
Come
knows,
on.
and it's a twofer. He's the writer director
Director. We love those.
for both.
And producer,
Probably.
visual
I mean,
effects consultant. He did all kinds
Well,
of
certainly
shit.
by this one,
Like if
everything.
you actually
right?
pay attention to the credits,
You know, the
his
first
name
one he
just
was
keeps
probably
showing
just
up.
the two, but by the time
Yeah.
he was here, he was like, "I want to make sure."
Oh, by the
everybody
time
knows
this one came out,
everything."
the studio was just like, "Oh, here's all the money. Do whatever the fuck you want."
Well, because again, that's what we're saying. This is James Cameron. By the time this one came out, he's got another franchise that's been going.
Right.
The man's, I mean, he's huge.
He's done fucking He did Aliens. Fucking Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Still stuck in your system.
It
huh?
is. We just did that. Go watch it.
But yeah, I mean, James Cameron at this point is
He hasn't
just,
even turned into like Mr. Ocean guy yet.
no.
either. He's like,
in
this is
91,
before Titanic.
Yeah, in 91, he's still pretty much just like an action.
Yeah,
guy.
he's kind of
all
he's
action.
pretty normal and still.
But yeah, so this, I mean, we don't need to spend too long talking to you guys about
You know who he
James
is.
Cameron is. You know
You
us-
all went and saw Avatar and then didn't like it, but never admitted it.
Oh no, I'll admit it. I hate. I've never even seen it.
I watched like 20 minutes of it, and I was
I've-
like,
I've never attempted to see it.
you're not missing anything.
I didn't think I was.
The only cool thing about it, one of the YouTubers I watch is in the movie as a background extra. Rowan from Viva La Dirt Rig. He's just one of
I
the
know,
soldiers
yeah.
in the background. I
awesome.
was like, oh shit, it's Rowan.
That's dope. I'll have if I ever do decide to watch it, I'll look for him. But that's
It's in
about
that
all.
scene. It's in that scene where like the general's like walking through. Like
I mean,
the big
by the time I watch
warehouse
it, I won't
thing.
remember.
Yeah, you'll
everything you're
forget I
saying.
even told you.
I'll just look for him. I mean, that's all I'll do. I won't remember the rest of it. Because if I do happen to watch it, I promise you, it'll probably be a long time from now.
Like 20. It'll be when we do it, like 10 years from now for
exactly.
the show.
It'll be a while. So obviously, we've already mentioned it's Arnold. It's Arnold as the T800. I want to be very clear about this because the movie actually gets almost confusing about this, right?
Yep.
He is the T800 model. He's still just a T800.
Yep.
But you'll hear tons of people say 101, which is said in the movie, but it's because that's the 800 is the skeleton.
Skeleton.
Yeah, that's that number.
The 101 is
the
tissue.
It's the Arnold.
the cybernetic part.
Well, it's
of
the
it.
Arnold.
Yeah,
The Arnold of it all.
Because I'm sure it's experimental, so Cyberdyne would label it as most experimental things as 101.
Yeah. Well, the skin itself was already the specialty skin, right? Was already special.
Yeah.
But again, the 101 actually, it's just because that was one of the first people they used a scan of that was big enough to cover that skeleton. So it's
This absolute unit of a man in 2029.
Yes. And so again, like 101 is only the designation of the Arnold face that can be slapped on top of
Where's the
those
story
skeletons.
of that guy?
It's
Like,
dude,
does the regular
stop.
human?
No, stop. It's technically I hate some of the extended universe. So
No,
I
I
hate that
haven't
you're
really
making
watched
me do
any
this.
of them.
Well, I mean, you've never. What's the last one you watched?
I went and watched 3. And
Three
was
already.
disappointed.
3 already mentions the one of the two people that looks like Arnold that got used as a face scan. You can
Oh,
see him
I
in the
forgot.
background of a random scene, or it might be in a deleted scene. I can't remember, but 3 already mentions the first time. But then like fuck, maybe it's the Sarah Connor, like the fucking TV
Yeah, the
show.
TV
Like
show.
it might also have a character that is just played by Arnold, and it's like face scan. Trust me, if you want to find it,
It's
Bo.
there.
Yeah, it already. You don't need.
I
to,
just didn't. I
yeah.
didn't look.
No one needs to write that for you. That's been
But what if they
written.
all suck and I want them to write a better version?
I promise you, they probably
Do.
The Sarah Connor Chronicles probably done. That's what's supposed to be
Oh.
pretty good, from what people say. I've not watched any of it.
The only thing I know from any of the old later ones is like the backstage shit where Christian Bale yelling at that grip
Yeah.
or whatever
Well,
the fuck.
I've not watched 90% of them, so I'm not
Oh,
even.
good for you.
I just happened again while trying to make sure, like when I heard 101 being like, why did they just say
Yeah.
101? When I looked that up,
Yeah,
it
because
was
when
like,
I had like the toy, it said T800 series.
well, because he
and
is.
shit.
He is. The movie never says he's not a T800. When they mention the 101, they are saying again, they're
Yeah,
explaining that it's the skin.
Arnold.
Yeah. He was explaining that that's why he looked the same as
the one
the
from
other
the
one,
other one.
because it's the same skin. He wasn't saying.
Just go to the future and there's just like an assembly line of fucking Arnolds getting pumped out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it. Well, because again, there are very few skins that fit over top of that. That skeleton is very big.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's supposed to. That's the joke.
That's the
there.
joke is you need a guy that jacked to even fit over that
yes,
robot
that they
right?
made. Yeah, so that's where it comes from. That's just the silliness that there is.
Just go get some of them big ass Samoans, then they'll
Now,
fit.
that being all of this being said, obviously the reason we need to even talk about it is the fact that Cameron fucked up by even including the 101
Right.
line. If you're not going to go into the full backstory
full
in
detail
your
of it.
movie, if I had to find that on a wiki to even understand why it was said,
Well, it was in my head at the time when I was writing
right?
it,
Like,
you
and that's
know?
basically what it amounts to, right? Like, it's like, dude, just say 800.
I never explained it to anybody though.
Just say 800 again.
Yeah.
Like, we already knew that from the first movie. Just
and it's
say
nice
that
and easy
again.
to figure out that the T1000 is a more advanced series because it's a higher number. It's nice and easy.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's a higher number than 101 too.
See, it all works around all the way around.
So I was right to say that doesn't really. But yeah, so he is a T800. He is not a special model. He is not, and other than the fact that he got
He's outdated
reprogrammed.
at this point.
Well, the only thing that's special about him is that he was reprogrammed by John Connor. Other than that, he is
who, on top of being a military genius, is apparently a fantastic computer
no,
engineer.
when they said that, I don't think they meant literally.
Like him
Again, like
personally,
his men.
team,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
He had.
No,
him.
I wanted to cut to him. He's got the head
Dude,
cracked open.
Again, Bo, I'm telling you right now.
I should have watched the other movie.
If you want to watch the stop trying to talk to me about the extended franchise. Just go watch it. I promise you, if you watch
I don't want to watch
at
them.
some
You just
point, I
explain
promise
them
you,
to me.
I promise you, it's well. Again, I've only seen 2, dude. I'm not.
Oh.
There's like 8. I've seen 2.
You're of no use to me.
What I'm trying to tell you though is, I promise you, at some point they had the future John Connor, who was also a tech guy, just for the fuck's sake of doing it. But what I'm telling you is, if we're living in 2 right now, in 2, this John Connor was probably never the guy
No.
that was also a tech guy. He had a team, and he said, "Program that
Yep.
guy."
Do something about that.
I want him-
Go push some buttons.
I want him to do this and be like this and be like this.
He's to his like little nerdy fucking
Yeah, yeah,
science dude with the like rebuilt glasses frames or like just random bits of wire
Yeah.
and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To his Daniel Jackson.
Yes.
That's what would happen. Or Samantha. That tech is
No,
more
I
of
like
a Samantha
Daniel-
Carter.
Yeah, but I like the Daniel Jackson.
I do
look
too.
better
But I
for
mean,
it.
if we're gonna mix up our franchises,
It has to be Carter, doesn't
Samantha
it?
is the tech one, right?
Oh
if-
yeah.
If we're not calling in Rodney, okay, we should stop. Stargate. Go watch some Stargate.
Hey, Daniel's still alive though. We just said he's just gonna wait for Daniel to die before he can come in.
All right. So again, though, all silliness aside with the T800, that is what he is. That is who he is playing throughout the rest of the movie.
Yep.
I will refer to him as 800 or Arnie.
That's all.
I'm sorry.
It might through the notes. It's just Arnie.
I every now and then, just especially if it's a scene with both robots, I try to make sure to be like 800, 1000. Just that way we can be
I
like,
just put Arnie T1000.
see, that's the only reason I did it is because I feel like if we're gonna address the one guy by his number, I should
Should at least do
it,
the
when
both of them.
when they're both not in a scene, I definitely write Arnie all
Yeah.
the time. But when I have both of them, I'm like, well, it only feels appropriate for that guy. Like I don't want to diss that guy by being like,
when it's robot fight time,
Well,
I must
again,
represent the robots.
that's a good segue for us since we're already here. There are
Our next robot,
T1000,
our other Terminator.
Robert Patrick. He is worth mentioning, and that's why I gotta say that's why I feel bad in a scene where I'm constantly just like, well, he's 1000, and then being like, still Arnold. Robert
take.
Patrick is worth mentioning.
Hot take. I think he makes the movie. Really, I love Arnie and everything, but like his movie isn't going to be the same without him and that intense ass running of his.
I love that you call it intense running because to me, it's the most comical shit I've ever seen.
That's why it's funny. It's so intense. His face just.
The face is the only thing that's intense. The actual run is
Right?
not intense.
Straight back on his
He
toes,
looks-
just
he
booking.
looks like he looks like he's trying to book, but there's no physical like if there were other people in scene, we would
Right.
probably see how slow it is. The only reason it works is because we have no point of
Yeah,
reference.
there's no point
it's
of
just
reference.
him, and so it's like he looks fast.
He looks like he is just
If-
going.
If we could see something for point of reference, I bet
wanna see the- I want to see the
Robert
cast
Patrick-
foot race, right?
I bet you Robert Patrick looked like a turtle.
Because his legs are moving so quick,
The
though.
awkwardness of it
He's just sitting there.
the awkwardness of it just looks like there's no way he's getting the traction he needs
Right.
to move quickly.
It's like a Looney Tunes compilation just running in place.
So, do you know any of the things he's from, Robert Patrick?
He's in the last season of
Couple
X-Files.
seasons. It's a couple. It wasn't just the last one. It was like good 2 or 3.
He is Peacemaker's dad
Uh,
because John Cena.
I do. Wow, give me a second. I think I know what his name was tonight. Doggett.
Yeah, dog, or
Doggett.
something like that.
It took me a second. I was like, man, I
He
stopped
is an
watching around that time.
Asshole in that fucking show.
In Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I liked him in Peacemaker, but he is an asshole.
Yeah, he's
But
fantastic.
He plays the character really
He
well. is
really
what it is. But again, Robert
Wrong
Patrick is one of
goddamn
those
kid
people.
died.
He is in a lot of things all over the place. He's one of those
Yeah.
guys for sure. You've seen him somewhere. If not
He's in
this
a lot
movie,
of cop
you've seen
movies,
him somewhere.
like
yeah.
B cop movies. He plays a detective a lot.
Well, that's why he got this because he's in a uniform.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Think about it, dude. Like it's evolution. They were like, "You're a dude who looks really good in uniform,
right?
And we're gonna need you in that uniform for 80%
Like most of the movie.
Like if you're not in uniform, you're not technically on screen because you won't be you. You'll be somebody else. And then
You're
he's
either
like,
in
what?
uniform or naked.
Right? Because
the
think about
only
that, like,
time he's
think
actually
about
on screen.
when they're trying to explain to him the role he's playing.
Right.
Like when you're not in uniform, you're just not you. And he's like, what? Another actor will be playing you.
You'll be like a chick or
Right?
something.
Exactly. Like, could you imagine him just trying to be like, can I just read the script?
Yeah,
I don't
can
understand what
I
you're
don't
saying
understand what
to
the
me.
fuck's going on. What are you talking about? I'm a shape-shifting man?
Yeah. But yeah, so he is our T1000. He is liquid metal. He is the evolution to the T800.
Coolest villain, man.
It's I don't think they ever did better in
No.
the franchise. 3 definitely was
Yeah,
stupid.
3
The-
was-
the girl.
Oh, we just
TX.
have like a hot chick Terminator.
Well, and the things it could do were like still made it solid metal, but then
Yeah.
it could shape shift the
Kinda.
solid.
It was like a
metal
mix
almost.
between
Well,
the
'cause, you know,
two.
like it could transform a real solid metal arm into the like Mega Man.
yeah, the
cannon.
Mega Man blaster.
And it was like, what is happening right now? So yeah, Robert Patrick got to play the last cool bad guy
Yeah,
in
last
the
cool
Terminator
bad guy.
franchise. After him, we've got Linda Hamilton returning as Sarah
Not only
Connor,
returning, fucking jacked.
coming back as just a
She
true
is
badass.
Just
Now,
a
I don't even care.
badass in this
She didn't
movie.
even have to be jacked. I don't even care about that. Like just the writing of the character.
Oh yeah,
is
no,
dope.
she's
But she did
fucking
pull it
awesome.
off. But I'm just saying, like, regardless of anything, the transformation they wrote for
From
the
like
character,
waitress,
meek
scared,
waitress,
running away
to
to
this total like
super badass like mercenary fucking chick.
that's insane. She is insane. There are moments where you're like, okay, maybe she was supposed to be in that hospital.
Right.
I mean, she never should have left.
No, maybe she should have got there a little sooner.
Yeah, but again, she is great in this movie. There's nothing else you can even say about
No.
it, right? We also have a very brief but small moment where her sister got to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, and the
in the
The
reflection
reflection scene.
scene, which is just a dope movie trick that they even pulled off.
It's nice when you got a twin. There's
Yeah.
2 twins in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Pull it off. Helps you do these
It
stunts.
does. Helps you do really cool effects without having to use a computer.
Yeah. Then obviously the last of our like big cast, Edward Furlong. I'm sure this is his first movie.
I think so.
You also know him from some other big ones.
Do I? What else has he been in?
American History X. But again, I'm just saying Edward Furlong had a career longer than you think he did. Is mainly
Right.
what I'm getting. Well,
I'm always surprised.
Pecker.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right.
I was about to say, Bo, you definitely know another one he's in, and he's the main fucking character.
God damn it!
I'm glad I
We
got that
just
burn.
talked about
I
that
know.
the
That's,
other
I'm,
day,
that's
too.
why I'm glad I got that burn.
I partake too much.
Okay, so again, he is definitely a guy who you know from some other things
you're gonna
than
be-
this movie.
You're gonna be surprised on how much shit that you remember him from.
I'm not gonna pretend he definitely lost his career to drugs.
will do
and-
that.
So I'm not trying to pretend like he.
he's better now.
Yeah, he's getting better, and he's starting to do like the podcast rounds and stuff to try to help boost him and
come
do
on the
stuff like
show.
that. If I'm sure if we could find a way
Fuck
to
yeah,
reach
man.
his people, we could probably do something like that. But yeah, so we do have Edward Furlong. We think we need to mention this now so that way we don't have to derail things in the story. Playing a 10-year-old
who looks
because John Connor
14.
Well, we're gonna address all this. Well, that's because
This
he's
weird-
14.
This weird
that's not that
timey-wimey
weird.
bullshit.
Yeah, that's not weird, but the fact that he looks 14 is just because they
because he
cast
is
the-
14.
they cast an
Duh.
actor who's 14. That's not weird. The weirdness is just that they
In the
want
script.
him to be 10,
Yeah.
and then the fact that he is 10 means that the movie takes place in 95, and I don't think they tell
Not
us
one
that
time.
in the movie. There's
No.
not like an on-screen.
No one even says it in
1995.
dialogue either. I don't think.
It's the only clue you get is the fact that John specifically says him and his mom and his dad met in 84, which means that movie took place. The first movie took place when it came out, but this movie came out in 91, and for him to be 10, which is on the police screen.
Yeah,
so how
on
you
the-
know
when
that
he's
for sure?
Looking him up.
Yeah, it says he's 10. So for him to be 10 in 91 would have made that not line
Yeah,
up.
that's not gonna work.
And so it means when he said 84 is when they met, 85 is when 9 months later.
Yeah, when he would be born. Yeah.
It's 95. Which also though just means even further, you told me you didn't pay attention to the 10, right?
Yeah.
So if 1984 was 100% true and they say that line in the movie, you thought he was 14, then it's already after the world should have
Yeah,
ended.
the world should have ended.
Because that would have made it 1998.
Yeah. That was when I was 10, right? So,
Yeah. Do you get how crazy all of this is?
yeah, they should have had somebody say it's 1995, just so you know.
So that
we
way it
don't have
all-
to like
that
go.
way-
Wikipedia shouldn't be how I find out about this.
That way you don't have to double check. Well, again, or do massive.
Right.
Again, I'm OCD. That's the reason I figured this out is because I'm OCD, and I was like,
Well,
wait a minute.
it bothered me like on like second watch through because when we go to the mental institution, they're talking about Sarah. They're like 29-year-old female and stuff. I'm like 29. The fuck was she like 15 in the first movie? That math doesn't track out. Because I was sitting here, like, I even thought the movie came out like 93, so I was giving it 2 extra years.
Yeah, that would have made it 9 years later.
Yeah, I was like, that still doesn't fucking work. Yep.
It's weird, dude.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, there's no way she was like 16, 17 in the first movie.
I'm just telling you.
Strange
Go
shit
ahead.
that they could just like fix with one line of fucking dialogue, right?
So yeah, that sums up everything we need to say about Edward Furlong and John Connor and the weirdness of the timey-wimey
Yep.
bullshit that's going on.
The
With
giant,
ages
the
and whatnot.
gigantic 10-year-old with the cracky pubescent voice.
And the fact that you definitely know him from more than just this movie. Sorry, Bo. I had to say it one more time. I just had to say it
it's
one more
fine.
time.
You know me and my memories. I try
Other-
to suppress them at all times.
That's all of our big people. It's even almost all of the people that are really like famous in the movie, right? Like really, you would say?
The fuck? You're forgetting the most famous person in the entire fucking cast.
Who the hell are you talking
Goddamn Butnick.
about? Okay. We have Budnick.
Salute your fucking shorts, buddy.
Do you know his name?
No.
See, Danny Cooksey. So look, I didn't forget nobody. I was just gonna say our other.
You have the computer.
Well,
I know.
well, you have notes right there. You
I
can write down
couldn't
whatever
be
you
bothered.
want. So like
I
I was
got
saying,
I got butt kissed because for some
See, you
reason
didn't
I
even
kept
have his
wanting to
name
fucking
right.
call him that.
uh,
See how much of an asshole I am.
so again, the only reason I wasn't going to say Budnick first is because that's the only thing any of us know. We know him.
I know, that's why I wanted to make a big deal about him.
But I had one more person to say before we made that.
He's actually important though.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
so
thank you,
I'll
thank
let you go ahead.
So yeah, before I got to Budnick, and we're done now. We don't even.
Yeah, we're
we've
done
covered
now.
everything. We know everyone knows him from that and this. That's it.
Yep,
that's the
that's
only
it.
things. If you know more off the top of your head, you're lying.
Yeah, fuck you. You went and looked it up.
I did look it up, and I think I saw that he was a voice in the Lorax. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't look what it was. I just saw that. I saw it there.
Cool. I liked that movie.
So there is that. But so again, the person I wanted to mention before him is Joe Morton playing Miles Dyson. He was our technical bad guy. Like he's kind of a bad guy.
Unwitting bad guy?
Right? Like he's not really a bad guy. Well, and then what chain of events, like they make it seem like he's the baddest bad guy because he creates things,
Yeah.
but and we'll get there to really dissect this. Chain of events, you find out that really it was never actually his
Fault.
it wasn't his brainchild.
No.
He came up with it after
seeing
seeing other things. Like when we first get introduced to him name only, they make it sound like no, this was his brainchild.
Yeah, he's the one
This
who
all-
created
like
Skynet.
Cyberdyne and Skynet all came from him. And when we actually get there, that is not the case
No, he's just
at
like
all.
he's just like the head
He's
researcher.
just one guy. Well, I
Yeah.
barely would even say he feels like the head. He's just in charge of that one guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
Like we just see one scene, so all we know for sure is he's in charge of that dude that was talking to him. We see no other hierarchy scenes in that lab.
He just kind of walks through to the
Yeah,
to the vault.
For all we know, the desk, the cubicle he walked away from
was
his, and like he's
That's
one
funny.
of 90.
I had him way more important in my head. Like
And-
he's
well,
the
and he
head of
could
the
be.
entire
He
lab.
could be, but technically
They don't really tell you though.
Well,
do
and
they?
what you see doesn't say that. He has a code to get in, but the security guard still stopped him.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
saying that there are people above him who'd have to okay that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nothing we see actually says he has a higher position than just random scientist.
That's true.
He's just random.
He's just
scientist,
I just fucking work here.
right. That's the whole thing.
Could
But yeah, so
have been anybody. I just happened to be me.
Joe Morton is one of those people. I promise you've seen him. He's in everything.
He's those guys.
Well, he's been in like when I say those guys too. Like I mean, like he was in Eureka. He was in all 5 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
As Deason.
the fucking mechanic guy.
I know, but get it? Dyson.
Decent. Ah,
So close.
Son of a
Someone-
bitch.
And the way Eureka is, they did that
Yeah,
on purpose.
they really did.
They wanted you to be like, oh.
Because the entire show's just written by a bunch of pop culture nerds.
Oh, yes, it is. That's part of why I loved it so much. But yeah, so he's in Eureka, but he's in dramatic roles. He's in
Oh yeah,
he's
been
in
all kinds
everything.
of shit.
Going back to
Every
like,
time you see him, I'm like, hey, it's guy from Terminator.
well, and it's like back to again, like this is 91, but I mean
Oh, back into
in
the early
80s. Because
80s.
again, he still had a decent role in this. So think about that. That means
Yeah.
he definitely was coming from somewhere where they were already like, well, you're okay.
Yeah, okay. Come on, man.
You're good.
You're a
now.
great actor. Let's go.
So yeah, this is definitely he needed to be mentioned. We
Yes.
needed to give him the credit, and I felt like that credit should have went before Budnick until Bo decided Budnick came first. So good on you, Danny Cooksey.
It was
Good on you.
It was good for the joke.
Well, and like I said, good on Danny Cooksey.
I know.
That's got to make him feel
Oh,
good.
oh yeah, I was in Terminator too.
Well, and that you mentioned him first.
Yeah. You get a shout out from me, from the Bo.
Before
I just made your fucking week,
well,
homie.
and you again, like I keep saying, the important part is that you called him out before somebody who had more screen time
way more
and
screen
who has
time.
more roles than him. Way more roles than him.
Took way more bumps. I mean, Kid takes a bump in this movie, but Dyson gets his ass beat.
So yeah, again, it was worth pointing out. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, after this, we are definitely just about
Yep.
to get into the movie, guys.
That's our cast. We can actually start the movie.
All right. So, getting into the movie, starting off right away with our look into
The future.
well, what it's so fun too, though, right? Because like '97 was the future of when the movie came out.
Yeah.
It is the past for us now. so far the past.
It's a
So
long time ago.
obscenely far the past. It's so comically crazy that that's the past, that the world got annihilated.
Yep, that's the day that the world ended. And then there was like 30 years of war afterward. I mean,
Right.
they weren't really wrong. There was 30 years of war pretty much after fucking
But
97.
not the war they're talking
Just not
about.
against machines.
Well, or even like as brutal.
Yeah,
Or-
no, not nearly as brutal.
The death count's not the same. Because again, that's what we see. We see what first starts like idyllic. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Then crazy burning and destruction. And then that turns
Pile
into
into a fucking pile of skulls.
into the war.
And then
right?
the fucking big robot gun cannon tank
Okay,
thing
so
just rolls over the skulls.
I always refer to it as an upright tank, right? Because it's literally like it's a tank, but it is standing
I always thought
vertically.
I always thought it looked like the Rob the Robot that Ron had.
It does, yeah. Which also is just a miniature tank. I mean,
It really is.
You're not using
It's
enough
like
creativity here.
Rob the Robot's gone crazy. Ah.
But so yeah, we have those, and then of course the helicopters, the
Quadcopters before,
Whatever these
before
these are.
Marvel did
It's-
it, man. Dude,
it's
these
just like-
things are
it's
dope.
it's a plane, right? Like
Yeah.
it's really a plane. Vertibird, I think, is the
Vertibird.
name in
That's cool.
in universe is what they use for
The
it. I
canon
think.
name
Yeah.
of it.
If that's not in this universe, it's another thing.
Right.
it's another franchise that uses the same kind of vehicle. But
I love this
it's
fucking
a good name.
this whole scene right here.
Well, because it's again, it's some of these are some of the things that when you think of this franchise, are what you think of.
Yes.
Like the weird style hover plane. When you think of Terminator, when you're not thinking of the T-800
Arnie,
itself,
right?
you are thinking about
These big ass machines.
It's that good, and they're not on literally they're not on screen that long.
This is like 2.5 minutes. This whole thing takes, right?
So for them to be on screen that small, but that's the thing that sticks in I think our collective minds.
Hey man, they can't be that great. They get taken out by a fucking fucking little Toyota with a gun on the back of it.
Some of them do.
Hey, some of that. There's that one, man. That was pretty cool. It flips and shit.
All of them are not taken out by these guys on this, but it definitely goes to show us like the discrepancy between the human army
Oh yeah,
and the robot army.
they
right?
are not funded at all, and the robots have all the funding in the world, right?
And there are so many of them because that's actually what they're really trying to show us is that like that truck comes in and it annihilates a big chunk of them, and then they just show you
there's like 2 more.
a wall
Right, there's-
more coming, and it's
Like,
like
good
oh
the fuck for you. You killed 1.
yeah. When it's a numbers game, it doesn't matter because they're always going to have more.
They're
numbers.
gonna outproduce us because they
Yeah.
can just crank more
Well, yeah,
soldiers out.
because
We
they're
have to like
we have to
birth
incubate.
them. Yeah,
We
we
have
have,
to
an
incubate.
incubation period.
They like what's their incubation period for making, right? Like probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
or so? I mean,
probably.
think about like how a car factory works. How quickly are cars being pumped out?
That's
It's
true.
insane. These are smaller than cars.
Oh yeah, especially just the T-800
Right?
soldiers. You just be pump those.
That
fucking
factory
things out.
has to be. God bless Henry Ford until it comes to something like that, and that man screwed us. Because
No, see, this movie's wrong. They should just go back and kill Henry Ford. There will never
that would
be
stop
any
it.
assembly
if there's,
lines.
If there's no assembly line, then they can't make them at a rate fast enough to matter.
It's all artisan. They just have like huge workshops full of hundreds of people. None of the parts are interchangeable.
Oh, if only. I guess that's it, though, right? They're thinking everybody's thinking too small scale about this.
Gotta go back further.
Once you,
You gotta get it at the root.
once you can time travel, like
Yeah, infinite
there's no
possibilities.
limit. You can just do what you need to do to get it done. But none of these people are thinking.
We
that
know
way.
this. We've
Yeah,
stolen the Doctor's TARDIS for the past 2 years.
It's ours now. What are you
It's
talking
ours. He's not ever coming back for it.
about? Yeah. So at this point,
He
though,
said he would.
at this point, though, we get the official end times date, August 29th, 1997. We get the the voiceover is telling us it's Sarah Connor telling us
Yeah.
all this stuff. So it's August 29th, 1997. 3 billion people. I mainly want to point that out because 3 billion people in 1991 when the movie was made, not 95 when the movie is set, or 97 when it happens, but
Yeah.
in 91 when Cameron wrote
Fuck,
those
a lot
lines.
a lot happens in the 90s.
Right. But in 91 when Cameron wrote those lines, 3 billion was literally half. He was saying half of the population of the planet
Yeah,
was
because there's
killed.
only like 6 billion when,
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
What are we up to now? Like 8?
It might be
9?
9 or 10. Again, population goes exponentially. So it's even though it's been a smaller amount of time, it's grown a lot, like substantially.
There's just too many, period.
But yeah, so like though, think about that though. Like for him to say that on that day, like again, that's not to say what happened between.
Yeah, it wasn't like progressional. It was that day.
Yeah.
3 billion
So
gone.
we're not even talking about how many humans died from 97 to 2029, which is when all the time traveling is happening from.
Right.
Which also needs to be pointed out right now. So the time travel in the first movie and the time travel in this movie are happening from 2029. So again, Bo, you thought you felt old when I was talking about the stuff before.
Don't say it.
That's
Don't say it.
4 years.
Shut up.
That's-
Don't do it.
that's-
You think I didn't think that when I saw it at the bottom of the screen? I was like, oh, fuck, that's not that far from now.
2029 is closer to us than every other past date they mention.
No, shut up. I'm not old, I swear. I'm young and virile.
So we are almost at the point to where at this point we should be fully overrun by robots.
It's happening. All the AI stuff. 4 more years. That's about time it would take for Skynet to take over, right?
But that's the point, though. We're doing good. We've at least slowed it down, right? Like Skynet, according to them, should already be in charge.
Happened. That's right.
We should be 3 billion less people in the world.
It's Terminator 3 storyline. We just slowed it down.
We're not going to get into that movie. That's not what we're talking about here.
We should do like the worst fucking Terminator movie.
That's where it would go.
Yeah, that one's terrible.
That
one was so bad I didn't even watch any of the other fucking movies.
Most of the franchise is like that, though. Really. Let's get back to this one because this is when it was good.
This was when it was
arguably the best.
This was when it was the best.
It definitely. I checked the ratings.
I will die on this hill.
2 is rated higher than 1. It's one of few times that happens. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But this is truly, it's the better one. The other thing before we move away from this crazy battlefield that I want to address, because the movies don't do justice to this. There are lasers. They are fucking
love the lasers.
Laser battling. Why did they not bring in any?
That's a good,
in either movie.
That's a good point. Do they explain it in the first movie?
No.
Maybe it's been a long time.
No.
I don't know.
Other than just that they want to keep a low profile, which again, one of the 2 time travelers in the first movie is a robot, and in the second movie they
it's
are
not like
both
you can sit there
robots.
And be like, oh, you can't send advanced machinery back in time. It's like, well, what the fuck is he?
No, what is the fucking liquid metal?
He's actually a sentient like outer space entity.
It seems like that more than I would ever buy
Silver
that
Surfer.
it's a robot.
He's just evil.
I would buy that more than I would buy a robot at any point if they wanted to tell me he was just an alien found compound.
He's like Odo but metal.
Well, because like where's the circuit board?
It's true, or the power source, even.
Right? Like I mean, I got so many questions.
Yeah.
When we saw it frozen, we'll get there.
If he was a swarm of nanites, it would make because each
that
one
would even be fine.
Would have its own individual power.
But that's
source.
not what they tell us.
No.
It's a liquid metal. That's all we get.
That's all we get.
Did you notice in the captions? I know you watched it with captions. Did you notice in the captions? Capital L, capital M.
Yep.
This
liquid metal.
As Bo would want to say, team. TM.
TM.
This is trademarked liquid metal. This is not just, they're not just saying it's metal that's liquid. They're saying this is a thing.
Yeah,
specifically,
it's special, and we fucking copyrighted it. God damn it.
Well, not even that robots in the future when humanity is dead felt the need to trademark liquid metal when they made this robot.
They wanted to show ownership.
I guess so.
This is our liquid metal.
To who? To the people that didn't care? I don't even understand.
All the skulls.
To the robots that were on the hive mind with each other?
Yeah, there we go.
They didn't.
The aliens that are actually controlling Skynet. That's what all the skull mounds are for. They're in tribute. Why were robots piling the skulls up?
Well, that was just a default battlefield. You know, like they were on concrete, so they don't slowly fade into the dirt.
They just piled.
Yeah. When the whole little flashback forward, whatever you want to call this, it gets weird when you're
flash
trying to think
forward
about
back.
Well, it's being told to us by Sarah, so that technically makes it a forward, but she is talking about the events of the further future in reference to going to, I don't know, it's weird. When we're done with this flash to a different time, Sarah ends by saying they tried to kill John twice.
Yeah.
Or they tried to stop John twice. We got to be clear here, because the first time would never have killed John. John wasn't
Yeah,
alive.
they just
He
tried to
wasn't a
stop
person.
him from
And
being
so again, the
born.
first time being the first movie, we all know this story. They send a Terminator back to try to kill Sarah before she ever even has John. John, though, cleverly figured out that his dad was never from his time period. So again, this is bootstrap number one.
Yeah.
Right?
Sends
Because
him back.
he sends his own dad back, but how did he ever know his dad was the guy who came back until, so you get what I
Yeah.
mean? Bootstrap the first time.
So, yeah, if he hadn't sent his dad back, none
He
of this
never would have
happens.
existed.
Yeah.
Which means he has to send his dad back, but he never would have known that because he didn't know who his dad was. You get what I mean?
Right? It's like he wouldn't have known that unless he sent his dad back.
Bootstrap number
Hey,
one.
What's that like? Who married Chuck and Larry? It's a circle.
It is. It's
It
a
all
it's
comes
a
back
circle.
around because he's circle.
She tells us that was though number one. That was the first time they tried to stop it. Didn't work because John outwitted them, but he didn't.
Kyle.
Well, no. John.
Oh
did by
yeah, John
sending
from
Kyle.
the future. Okay, yeah.
John outwitted them by sending Kyle.
Kyle,
But
there
what
we
I'm
go, that
telling
makes
you
sense.
is John didn't, since by the time John did that, he knew what was going on. John never outwitted anybody. John just said, "This is what's supposed to happen."
Yep, he just played right into
It's
it.
funny because to me, the robots think John is a genius, and John's not a genius. John is just a guy whose circumstances worked out that way
He's simply a pawn of fate.
of time.
Yeah, it's like
of this weird nexus.
the lords
that's
of
been made.
the doctor's fucking with him. That's
Right,
all it is.
something.
He's just going. He's just like, hey, hey.
But so now,
Oh well, no, that'd probably be more of the masters thing.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
well, I don't know. Time lords are weird.
Yeah, it was a lot we haven't met. There's probably just an asshole out there,
Uh,
like a jester time lord.
So this is obviously though the second time we are getting the story of the movie is the story of the second time they tried to kill John.
Yep.
And that's the end of our voiceover. We're done with,
Yep, we're
with Sarah
done.
telling
Get
us about
get
the
title
Terminators.
card with the skull and the
And the bass, only bass, no trumpet yet. Remember, like we said earlier,
like somebody
no
just
trumpet.
somebody just hitting a metal pipe in the background. Just
I've been walking around my
Ping.
house for days.
ever since we found the beer, man. I'm just like.
You can't help it, dude. But yeah, so now is officially the movie, though, right? Like, because the beginning, I mean, you could tell
It's a
the
little bit of a
story.
recap.
It is. It's a weird way to recap the things
And to show off some cool robot effects
dope.
and stuff.
Because where else would you have?
Yeah, where else you putting that in this movie?
Most of the story takes place in a way we don't ever need to see the future. So that was their
No.
only way to work in a couple of scenes of some robot carnage.
had to though. It was so
No,
cool.
it was worth it. I'm not trying to
Fucking dope as
downplay it.
fuck.
Not
I love
downplaying
the
it at all.
behind the scenes shit. You see like those giant robots are only like 3 feet tall. They only like come up to your hip.
So again, like we said, once it's all finished, we get one last look at LA burning.
Yep. More fire. Just
Yeah. Love that as the choice for the title. Like animation, like as they're telling us, like
Yeah.
people's names are like swing burning.
Yes, with
By
the
the way,
like
Linda
burning
Hamilton,
fucking horse
right?
thing, like by the way,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
introducing Edward Furlong.
And
You
you're
know,
just
it's
like-
his first movie, as
It's-
like the child's burning
Right.
to death.
It's such a weird way to play,
Yeah,
but
it
okay,
was.
I love it. It was good. Once we're finished there, we immediately get time travel.
The time bubble.
In case you forgot from the first one and you need a refresher, that's right. They travel in bubbles.
It's a bubble that just
Raw
warps,
power.
just warps everything
It's-
out of
well, and
existence.
it's just raw power, right?
Yeah.
Like electricity.
Because it
fucking-
leaves the corner of this like semi truck just like
Well,
burnt away.
And again, we all know the time travel from the Terminator franchise. It's notorious for the nakedness.
Because it's just an excuse to have Arnie's ass.
but
That's all it is.
But the clue is there in what we see. Like you said, it tore through the side of the thing.
Yeah,
He couldn't wear clothes. It would burn off.
it would
of
burn
him.
the clothes.
If
Even
it
if
was
you
so
went in it with
strong-
clothes, you're
Yeah,
gonna show
think-
up naked.
Again, if whatever power is in that bubble is so strong, it cuts through that thing.
And
again,
just
it
leaves
didn't-
the cool like
Yeah.
fluorescent line.
Again,
of
like
white,
it
hot
cuts
steel.
through it in a way that it completely annihilates it. It's not like it cuts it and we see the piece of metal on the ground.
Mhm.
It's gone. So everything inside that bubble,
Just gets annihilated. Just
Which-
demolecularized.
which to me is fine when we see robots time travel. How the fuck did Kyle time travel?
they sprayed him with a special goo.
You get what I mean? Though, like,
Yeah, dude, had to have done something.
I can believe these robots are made with things that might
Yeah.
survive it. A human?
No.
This thing tore a semi chunk out. like it was nothing.
You have to be on the inside, and you have to be in a little ball.
But
you can't stand up
But
straight,
if that's
right?
true, then the clothes would be there. Like I'm telling you,
that's
the
true,
clothes
I
aren't
guess.
there because they're burned off. What's our explanation?
I don't know. The people, the robots in the future are kinky and just like
That
people
might
to be
be it.
naked.
It
It's
might
like,
have the-
like it would totally work with clothes. Just nobody ever tried because the robots are like, no, it doesn't work.
We stole it from them, and so we saw them doing
Yeah.
it naked, and so Kyle was like, "I think I have to be naked." They're like, "Are you sure?"
You sure?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I only ever seen them
He
naked.
went through it naked. How am I? How? I mean,
Once we see Arnold land again, that's key to point out, and it because not only is the movie set up this way, but viewers going in '91 would have seen it this way, right? Like you don't know he's a good guy.
yeah, dude. Like you don't know
because the last time we saw Arnold as a Terminator,
Yeah, he was there to kill everybody.
he was the bad guy,
And he
was there to
doesn't-
stop.
And
Everything.
it's not like he has he's off to a good start. He immediately walks into this fucking bar and just wrecks everybody.
Well, we have to address the nice red. I
love the targeting shit.
I
right?
love the targeting
vision.
shit. I don't love the red. I appreciate that we never saw his internal view again
Just
because
wanted
the
it to be
red
green, kind of.
I would rather
like
it just be
night
clear
vision.
with a red fucking outline
Yeah,
around
that'd be
everything.
cool too.
Red is nauseating. Who's watching this footage playback?
What's
I guess other robots. Other
this-
robots don't have a problem with red.
The old Nintendo thing, the Game Boy.
That's the Virtual Boy.
Yeah,
Get your
Virtual
games
Boy.
right.
That's what it is.
I also hated those.
Yeah,
Just
no,
for a
you
point
couldn't
of
play it.
record. It would make you sick. I hated them. Again, the red was my only problem. Like everything else was cool. I like seeing the flash of all the information he's getting about the
Yep,
bikes
all the
and stuff.
scans and shit.
It's cool. The color was just bad
Yeah, there's no reason why it couldn't have just been plain color
for
with,
us,
with the yellow
for an
line
audience, right?
and
Like for
stuff.
something to make it more pleasant for us.
I think that's a setting on like Call of Duty when you have like the you can just set it to where like it outlines shit in yellow.
Now, I want to point out he busts his way into this biker bar, right? And he is naked and obscenely clean. To me, it's the fact that he's both that
Yep.
causes an issue. Like, think about bikers and the kind of rough and rowdy
He
crew
should-
they are. If he would have
Should've
walked
been,
in
like,
naked
covered in dirt.
and dirty, they'd have just been like, "This guy knows how to party."
Right, like, hey man, brother, you lost your
Right?
clothes.
But you walk in looking like you just took a shower,
Right.
and naked, and they're like, "What the fuck is this dude?"
Came in here on a dare or something.
Right?
What
Like,
the fuck?
what are you doing? Again,
Oh, the women are all for it though.
he should have just smacked some of the trash on him real quick.
Right.
He would have been fine. They might have gave him the clothes. They might have been like, "Buddy,
Fuck yourself up a little bit of
Right?
blood. Man, somebody stole my shit. Oh,
You-
brother, here's the jacket.
you didn't deserve
poor
that."
thing.
Right?
Here,
Like,
have
it would
a
have
beer.
been way different. It would have been way different. I
Bikers
agree.
are surprisingly nice when you give them a reason to be.
But yes, this is so great. He's just walking through, looking for clothes.
He's just
This is
scanning
my-
people to see how big they
It's
are.
so funny, yeah. You see the little thing being like, no
No match,
not
no
a
match.
not a match. The one dude stands up to get in his face, and it's just like you see him scan head. I loved Arnold's look,
Boots, fucking all the way head to toe.
the gentle light No one gives credit to Arnold enough, I think, for
his
the
facial
roboticness.
acting.
Again,
So good.
we like to be like must be easy to be but no. He is very beyond just saying he's not showing emotion. Like he is robotic.
Yeah.
It is very much like I could believe there is a robot there. But the look
It
he
is.
gives-
You could
from-
believe he is actually
yeah,
a robot.
the look he gives from toe to head, excuse me, because he does it backwards.
Yeah, he goes
He starts
down,
at the
starts
boots
all the way up.
and goes to the top. Yeah, he's like it's perfect, dude. It's perfection. And then, they cut to the inside so that way you see it too.
Yeah.
Oh man, panning up, just being like, yes, correct, exact match,
Yep,
exact match.
perfect
This
match.
is
You
good.
are exactly the same size as me.
Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like Arnold is the only reason we have the cigar in the movie because he's a
Yeah, probably.
He's a
'cause he
known
smokes
cigar
them all the
smoker.
time,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like he was the one that looked at them and was like, "What if this guy is smoking a cigar?
And he burns it on me, right?
So that way they can see that I'm still the robot, I'm the fake,
Just no sells it, flat face.
right? There's no part of me that feels like it wasn't Arnold who said that.
Had to have been, right?
Uh,
I mean, unless I get a hold of the actual script and it says in there somewhere, I'm gonna go with Arnold was like, I think it would be very cool.
so we get this dope scene. He gets burned with the cigar, and that's what triggers him to go into full-on attack mode.
he fucking grabs the dude's hand, just breaks it. The guy behind him smashes a pull cue right in his head. Fun fact, that dude actually smashed Arnie in the back of the head with that thing, like, really hard. That's why it immediately cuts right afterward.
In all fairness, you would think he could take it.
Pissed him off, apparently.
Well, I get it, but
Yeah,
I'm just
but I was
saying,
just like,
like,
he's-
think about you being a guy.
Yeah,
and
he's
you
a
got
big
told,
fucking guy, dude. Like,
well,
go for it.
Well, and you got told you have to break a pool cue over him. Do you think your first thought is, I better be careful how hard I break this pool cue over
Fuck
him?
no, I'm going
You
for
would
it
just
because
be
I
like-
assume the pool cue's gimmicked,
You-
right?
You would have to. You're on a set. You would
You
expect
didn't hand
it.
me a real pool cue, right?
So again, Arnold may have been upset, but I promise you that guy did nothing wrong. He
no,
just
I guarantee you, but just like you could tell, even like going back and looking at it, I was like, man, he did. He swung for the fences on the back of his head.
I bet you he got told to.
Probably.
Prop guy was just like, no, Arnold can take
Yeah,
it.
he's
Prop-
tough.
Arnold should have taken it out on the prop guy.
He really should have. Just
Uh,
goes and yells at James Cameron. What the fuck?
My main problem with this whole chain of events that goes on once he starts this fight is like all of this is in purpose of getting the clothes off that guy,
Yeah, the
right?
clothes of the motorcycle.
Well, the motorcycle's extra. He realizes there were keys after he takes the clothes. Extra. Icing on the cake. But he wants the clothes, right? He's just he knows he needs
It's
to not
cold,
be naked.
right? He's getting a little shrinkage.
Well, but my problem with this is that he throws the guy onto the burners.
And
That guy's
burns the clothes that he
were not
wants.
in good shape,
No.
and then he went to still get them. Bad call.
Still better than being naked, I
It
guess.
is,
A
I'm
big,
not-
big fucking burn hole in the fucking arms and shit.
Well, the arms are the only thing that had been okay. He did have a leather jacket on, but he was not wearing leather pants. They
No.
were just black jeans. They would
Hey,
have
that's
been
what I'm
burned.
wearing. Nice.
They
That
might have
definitely
been-
would have burned.
They might have been blue jeans. I don't know. Maybe the charring is what made him look black the rest of the movie.
They got a nice soot coating on them.
But either way, he is successful. He leaves the bar. He's about to hop on the bike and take off when the bartender says,
man, this bartender's an idiot. I wouldn't have went out there after this.
I agree.
After he annihilates like all these like big ass biker dudes,
Look,
I'm not going out there.
Bo,
Fuck
I
that.
agree with you, but I gotta stop you here because that man gave us the single best weapon of all movie
That's true.
history. If it weren't for this man
That's
coming out to
true.
try to stop him, we wouldn't have the spinny
The
fucking
spinny shotgun.
because he is the man he steals
That
it
gun
from.
shows up in so many video games
Because of this.
because of this movie now.
And so again, the guy might be stupid, and we never would have done that. You gotta appreciate him for doing it.
Or the sunglasses. He also takes the sunglasses.
I could take or leave the sunglasses. To me, it's not a make or break part. I know Arnold really wanted them.
I was super into it. When I was a kid, I had the
Yeah.
Terminator sunglasses. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I wasn't a sunglass kid, but I also just mean like literally for the character. I can
Mm.
take her. Like to me, I don't.
But he needs that shotgun.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if the sunglasses actually made him. The shotgun fucking makes him, dude. Like that's so badass. Again,
And
I'm just
luckily,
saying.
I mean, he technically doesn't kill anybody. Still, in the entire thing. So,
well,
is he good? Is he bad? We still don't know yet.
Technically, you don't know that.
Well,
We don't see any of these people that he could have snapped some necks and shit. You don't know. It's not until
he
he
didn't
gets,
outright kill anybody.
It's
I
not.
guess.
Well, it's not until he gets. Well, again, you don't know. If they're in his way, he might have killed them in the mall when he was going. It's not until It's not until John Connor tells him don't kill people that he stops killing people.
Yeah.
He had original John Connor from the future never gave him.
That order. To
Yeah.
Kill whoever the fuck you need to.
Well, again,
I don't care.
Well, that's why he was gonna kill the guy. I hate to go jump ahead, but that's why in the scene we see where he's with John and the two bodybuilders show up in the alley,
where he has this
He
super
almost-
squeaky
well,
fucking voice.
and he almost kills the guy.
Yeah.
Well, that proves that future John Connor didn't say don't kill people. Teenager did. So until we see that line when Teenager says don't kill people in the alley,
yeah.
he could have killed everybody. We just don't see enough on. He didn't do it on camera.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that he could have been killing
Just
people.
a pile of bodies. In
We
the...
don't know because we're just not seeing enough to know if they were dead after he left.
There's a deleted
Well-
scene. It cuts into the bar and he's like bloodily hung everyone up. From the...
This one will pull us back on target, but it's the best for instance for you. For instance, for proof of this, we don't see the guy he takes the clothes from after he takes the clothes from him.
That's
you have
true.
no way of knowing if that guy is dead or alive
It's-
after he removed
It's
the
funnier if
clothing.
he's alive.
It is, but it's also a lot more believable that a robot
Yeah,
probably killed him
probably
to
killed
get the
him.
clothes off of him.
I want a picture later. He's just like crawling out of the kitchen in his underwear. Like, is he gone?
I understand. And it's beautiful headcanon like that you have that kept you from understanding what I was saying, that until almost halfway through the movie, this guy there's nothing preventing him from killing people.
Right.
It's not until teenage John tells him. Adult John didn't care. Adult John said, fuck, dude.
Told him to
Kill
them all.
whoever.
Kill them all.
Well,
Just
think
make
about it.
sure that I don't die.
Exactly. That's my point. He was a battle-hardened general by that point.
You don't give a fuck.
So yeah, at this point, he could have been killing people. I just want to make that evidently clear for everyone.
I sent 300 men to their deaths this morning. Just kill them all.
I don't care who's at that bar.
Right.
Because again, they sent him back. You'd have to assume that they knew that he was close to people,
Yeah, it's true.
right? It was still the middle of L.A. L.A. still
What?
looked like L.A. It was just full of dead people.
There's no-
So they still knew where they were sending him, roughly.
LA's not known for its population. What are you talking about? It's a ghost town.
Well, it was when he came from.
That's fair.
When he came from.
No, we count the skulls. That's Uncle Timmy. That's Charlie. That's Tina.
At this point, the movie takes a good opportunity to break away from Arnold to show us John Connor, the 10-year-old. I want to point this
10-year-old.
out because as soon as we
This
see him,
giant 10-year-old.
well, I don't even care about his size. The main reason I want to point it out is because he's working on a fucking dirt bike that
Right?
no 10-year-old is riding.
No.
That no adult is letting a 10-year-old work on in a garage unsupervised
By themselves? Fuck no.
with a friend who's just.
Mullet.
There are like the introduction causes so many problems with me to believe he's 10.
No way.
The kid
Why did he make him 10
They
in the
both
script?
almost have facial hair. They
Right?
don't, but like I could buy it, right? Like you could tell if they shown it in the right light and I saw some, I wouldn't have had a problem.
Budkin's got a little fuzz in the corners,
Bud
right?
Nick for the last time.
Yeah.
You have
Mullet
now,
man.
You have now said Bud Kiss, Bud Kin.
Bud K, Buddy, Brother Bud.
It's Bud Nick, man. You're gonna make people think.
Spudnik?
You're gonna make people think you've never even seen Salute Your Shorts.
I was a small child.
Again, you're the one who wanted to stop everything to bring him up.
I know. It's like the most least important person on this face. Why? It was funny.
You're insulting a whole bunch of other millennials who definitely know his name is Bud Nick.
Oh, they can yell at me in the comments, but you have to like, comment, and subscribe first. That's
They
the
won't.
rule. No,
They
that's the rule. You have
No.
to.
Nope.
Then you can come and yell at
No,
me.
the hate commenters will come
If
regardless.
you haven't subscribed, you're not allowed to hate me.
Nope. Sorry, Bo. But yeah, so we get to see John and his shitty foster parents who don't care about him.
No.
Again, A, by letting a 10-year-old work in the
Fucking do
garage.
that,
on
like
this
just
stuff.
fuck whatever.
B, just again, we actually see them and they are shitty fucking
Yeah.
people.
The dad can't be fucking bothered. The mom's just kind of mean.
Just for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, his room's still dirty. Again, we don't know how long. We don't know what the problem is. But everything about the way they look is meant to let us know they are shitty people.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what's key here. And then right when
it's
the
like
dad
11 o'clock in the morning, he's smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. It's
well,
like,
and
all
right when the
man.
dad finally gets finally up off his ass to go check on him, they're fucking riding away. But your mom said you didn't clean your room. She's not my fucking mom, Todd. Love that line. I fucking love that line.
The way he says
The
Todd,
squeak,
too.
the squeak that comes
She's not
out
my
of him.
mom, Todd.
I love it, dude. Like again, like that's one of those things. Edward Furlong's voice will forever be etched with the way he
cracks.
says these lines.
Literally every line almost.
I don't even care.
cracks.
It still is perfect, right? Like I
Right,
can't
it works
hear it
so
and
good.
it not be that.
I
way.
can't imagine any other kid.
It is one of those things. So like Edward Furlong, as much as we might want to give him shit for some of this, it's perfect. It's
It is.
perfection.
It works so good for this movie.
Like I said, like the way he does this is just permanently etched into my fucking head. As soon as they ride away, though, we now cut to fucking Sarah and the crate. Like I don't remember as a kid that this movie did so many cuts so fast.
Oh yeah, it cuts
to make
all over the place.
Well, not for the rest of them. Like a lot of the movies,
No,
not
like
that
in
bad.
the beginning, though.
In the first like 10 minutes
It's
are
like-
literally
it's
like
here's this guy, here's this guy, here's that guy, here's this guy.
the first 10 minutes are literally like, hey, before we get started, we want to make sure you know who every player is and where they're
they
at
are
right now.
and what they're doing.
And I forgot that because I was literally watching like, holy shit, we're already at Sarah and the Mental Institute. We're like 5 minutes into the movie.
Right.
We don't even know what's going on. Yeah, so we are now at Sarah in the Mental Institute.
Just doing some pull-ups, man. Just
Look, well, again,
just working
looking
out. Gotta stay in
badass.
shape. The war's coming, man.
Like we already mentioned,
Just
Linda
looking
Hamilton,
badass.
she pulled it fucking out for this movie.
She went and like trained with like Marines and shit for this movie.
My favorite part of us seeing her isn't necessarily even again like how physically badass it is. It's the fucking shot she takes at the doctor when he comes up. He's trying to fucking be all fucking snooty to her
Right.
with his like team of med students behind him, and then she just like, how's that fucking knee, doc?
And
Fucking
he has to turn and look at the students, be like, "Yeah, she kind of stabbed me in the knee with a
Dude,
pin last week."
so dead. Fucking Pan, look at him. Fucking just like, God, dude, give
Oh,
shivers
fuck.
through you.
She's so badass in this
I
movie.
loved it, dude. Like again, like that's such a power move. It's such a like she didn't.
Yeah, it is.
She didn't say
Trying to humiliate me,
well,
fucker.
well, it's even better than that. Like, cause she made him humiliate himself because she purposely didn't say I did this to him.
Just
She
asked
said
how it
enough that
was.
he would have to explain to people what
Why
she
she
did
said
to
it,
him.
yeah.
Right? That's where it's perfection. Like you would watch a movie normally and see the bad guy would just be like, "What about when I broke your leg last week?" And it's like that's not nearly as badass as making the guy talk about it himself. Fuck, dude. Like I love it.
Especially to like a bunch of like 19-year-old med students.
He loses his loses the power
dude,
dynamic.
immediately.
He's supposed to be this guy. He's got the power to this group of kids, and now they're like, "Oh fuck that chick, fucking what?"
She's like what, like 100 pounds?
Yes, dude. Like I said, the mental fucking acrobats she's doing.
She's well trained.
It's perfection, dude. Like I love every part of her. It's not even just like I said, and I'll say it constantly. It's not even just the physical. It's everything that she
about
brings
her.
to this character is so badass, dude. After he leaves, though, the doctor trying to show like some kind of authority mentions to these orderlies that they should attack. What are they insinuating here?
I don't know.
Did you take it that he was saying you should beat her
Yeah,
up?
beat the shit out of her. I don't like the way she
What the
moved
fuck
her
kind
bed.
of mental institute is this, dude? Like that's insane.
He acts like such a nice doctor, but he's
Oh,
really
yeah.
like a sociopath.
I believe
right?
that though.
Like,
I
he's
believe that.
completely going around just like being the lord of his little kingdom.
Once we finish here, we get to see our T-1000.
Our second time bubble.
Yeah. I think we might have already done that. I think I skipped over it somehow.
It might have been before that scene.
I think my notes might have got.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. It was right before that. We're good.
It's
good.
fine,
We're
but
good.
he shows up in the same way.
It was right before the foster parents. Well,
Yep.
he shows the only thing that's even important to talk about when he shows up is the fact that they do a great job of purposely making sure you don't know he's liquid metal yet.
Yeah.
And again, they keep it ambiguous to where we don't know if he's a good guy or bad. Again, like how the first movie we knew coming from it.
Yeah.
We thought Arnold must be a bad guy.
Yeah, because he's the bad guy last time.
They start this movie really well in not letting us see anything
And
from either character.
He shows up second like Kyle does in the
Yeah,
first
exactly.
movie.
So-
So Andy dresses up like a cop, which is supposed to be good guys.
Well, and we don't see what happens to the cop,
No, it just kind of looks like he kind of knocks him out a little bit.
so we don't know that he.
I didn't see a blade.
Although we do know, and we
Yeah, I
he
know he
definitely
definitely
killed him.
killed that.
But yeah,
fucking
so
guy.
like we don't see any of that. Well, and again, the other important thing is, like I said, they don't let us see liquid metal because again, he didn't take clothes off of anybody.
Yeah, I don't think we even realize he's liquid metal until
Way
he gets
later,
shot.
So
the
again, like
first
right, that's what I'm
time.
saying. Like right now, we just assume he took the clothes, but
Yeah.
we know he would have just morphed
into
clothes,
the cop.
right?
And
So
then
yeah,
he gets in the car, and this is where we get the weird fucking John is 10 years
Yes.
old on the computer.
and he knows he
shit.
needs to go to their house. Now that we're back on track, though, this gets us right back. Like I said,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Mainly, this is only happening because, like we said before, the beginning jumps around a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make sure you know all you need to know for the things that will play out later.
Yeah,
Once they jump around in the beginning, they kind of
all
smooth out.
converge into one.
Yeah, and it smooths out a little bit. So the main reason we need to even backtrack for the T-1000 is because he shows up after seeing the mental hospital. We see him at the computer. He finds John Connor,
Yeah.
10 years old, like Bo said.
Man, he's got a record, dude. Did you see like all the
Yes.
shit that he's got? It's like 15 charges on this thing. I was like, shit, busy
Well,
for a 10-year-old.
We see that he gets to the house, shitty parents. They don't know where he is. They're pissed off that this guy's even talking there. And then it cuts to us seeing that he is indeed just as bad of a kid as all of that stuff in the computer said.
I always wanted this thing when I was a kid.
We all
this
did.
neat little fucking card reader thing he's got.
As much as cool as it was, and we all wanted it as a kid, goddamn, the amount of trouble you'd be like,
Oh,
that is
God,
the
right?
highest of high kind of crimes right there, right? Like, Jesus Christ. You would be in so much.
It was like in the 90s or when they started putting like the cameras in the ATMs
Yes,
and shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's
I
like they're
mean-
just sitting there staring at him fucking doing this.
Well, and plus, like I said, he's 10, and this is pre-internet. Wow, what? How did he get this stuff?
I
This
know.
is like
His
some
Mom got it for him.
backroom shady deals at
Christmas
Radio Shack,
present?
dude.
The Christmas present, you know, from Uncle Enrique from later. It's fucking, he got it for him.
It's
It was
crazy.
his 8th birthday present.
Whatever. It's crazy. It's insane that a 10 again, it's not even that he has it, it's that he's 10 and he has it. It's the combination of
Knows
the
how to
two.
fucking use it too. I wouldn't have understood that when I was 10.
Oh, but yeah, he hacks into this. And again, not only are we shocked and surprised by this, his buddy is shocked and
Right? His
surprised by
buddy's
this.
like, how
what
the hell did you
fuck?
learn this?
How does someone do that?
Yeah, my mom taught me all kinds of stuff before she tried to blow up a building and
You know
got
that place I mentioned earlier. It's a mental institute. She's crazy, man.
She's a-
All right, I don't like talking about it. The way
She's a fucking loser.
the way he starts attacking his
Yeah,
friend
he's, like, getting
who
super
didn't
mad
bring
at
it
him.
up. He brought it up himself to the friend didn't say, "Is that a mental institute?" Like
Right.
John said.
I just asked how you knew how to do
Right?
this card gimmick,
And then
man.
John was like, "She's at this place. It's a mental institute. Why you want to talk about it?
I'll
Why you gonna
beat
make
your
fun of it?"
ass.
Right? Like I was like, "Dude, John, chill it out, man.
All right, deep breath.
Nobody said anything to you.
Nobody's saying anything about you or your mom. Let's
It's-
relax, man.
It's all in your head, man.
Immediately
Calm
snaps at him.
down."
But it's off to go play some goddamn arcade games, right?
Like you would do. Well, as they said, we're going to the Galleria. I love that. But on the way to the mall, we see badass fucking Arnie is also tracking him
Yeah.
down. They're on their shitty dirt bike, and he's on his real
fucking
motorcycle.
Harley, baby.
I do. It's just a fun little scene to see them like.
Yeah, they're like riding down the thing, and he's just
and
kind of
then
like,
he got,
brum, 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 brum,
Right?
brum. He's
Like-
like,
like-
oh, there they are. We'll go off this way.
I love the contrasting engines in that scene. It was so good.
Deep, high pitched whine to the deep guttural rumble.
And then, so again, now this is one of those cuts I feel like definitely didn't need to be there. We cut back to the mental institute one more time before we really get into the heaviness of everything.
Yeah,
And it's just, they're showing
they're showing her
Sarah
the video of
when
her.
she mentally broke down. This
Yeah.
was fucked up. I mean, it's fun.
It's like, hey, remember how crazy you were before? Look
I
how
would've-
disturbed you were.
I would have preferred us see that the orderlies were beating the shit out of her than that they were making her mentally
Right.
replay when she had an
Yeah,
actual snap.
snapped.
Right? Like that was intense and uncalled for.
She's just staring
But
there, smoking her
no.
cigarette.
And she is playing it so smooth because
Right.
this is the moment when she's starting to lie. She's trying to see if
I'm
she
a
can
lot
fake her way
better
out of
now.
it. It's so convincing.
Yeah, it
dude.
is.
She's so calm. She's so like
There's no such thing as Terminators. The
I
future's
know
not
now.
gonna end.
I know now that all of that was just a delusion and that was never something that was true, that time travel and people from the future never
I
visited.
just had a weird mental break there for a little while. Can I see my kid?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. She sounded so believable until that line.
Yeah,
If she could have delivered that line more convincing, she might have pulled that off.
a little
You
bit.
can even ask that question and it not be a problem. It's the way she was like, "Can I talk to my kid?"
I really need to talk to my kid.
And it was like, "Okay, check
Yeah,
mark.
nope,
No,
you're
never
so-
coming out again."
You're just kind of telling me because you're smart. I know you are. You're just telling me what I want to hear.
right.
So
Again, like I said,
we're gonna leave you here for like another like what was
She
it,
was-
6 years or
she
something
was
like that.
almost there. She was
So close.
almost
that
there.
last little bit where she wanted to talk to her son.
It's just like Manson trying to get parole. He always like,
oh, dude, have you ever seen
yes,
those?
I know. He delivers it perfectly, and then in like the
In the
last
last
5
5
minutes,
fucking
he
minutes,
goes crazy.
Goes nuts.
That's essentially what she just did. She was in the home stretch.
That'd be a fun episode. We should review the Manson parole hearings.
I'm down, 'cause they're wild.
Dude, they're fucking great.
Once our little scene at the hospital that was kind of unneeded. They could have tagged this onto the last one. Once it finishes up, though, we get our last, I would say it's our last of the wild fucking pop twos for no reason. We finally meet Dyson.
Oh, yeah.
This is
his
our
walk through the fucking lab.
Like I said, uncalled for, not really needed right now, other than they wanted us to know who he was now
beforehand,
before they start setting stuff up.
Yeah, it would have been a little jarring just throwing him in at the end.
Well,
of the
they could
movie,
have just mentioned him first, but I think they wanted to humanize him to us before we heard the crazy allegations about him from the Terminator.
Because he doesn't do anything bad here.
No, right now we see him. He's just a normal guy at work.
Yeah,
right? Like, I mean,
he's not even a dick to his assistant guy.
He's literally just the I hate Mondays guy.
Yeah, he
right?
really
Like, I mean,
is.
That's all he is.
Can't believe I got to be here this early.
They're making me sign that out. God, they can't just give it to you. I have to go.
It's just a stupid metal hand,
right? Like it's again, like this scene is for nothing. It's literally they wanted us to know who he is.
There he is. See him?
Yeah, they wanted us to know.
He'll be important later. Remember
before they set it up. That's all it's here for. After this, we can stop dealing with some of the
jumping around,
the weirdness. It gets a little bit more like straight because we're fluid.
We're all at the mall now.
The one
except
thing,
Sarah.
Yeah. The one thing we did learn though is that now this is where it gets timey-wimey weird, right? Like me and you both thought when we saw the hand at Cyberdyne, and this is after we've seen this, we know this movie. We both went in and we were like, oh yeah, they're just telling us the timeline has sped up because now they
found the hand and they're like, oh sweet, we can just like and it accelerated shit.
We'll come back to that.
Yep.
I only point this out because it will become very important because both me and you went into it just like assuming that. Like we didn't even actually think about it.
Yeah.
And then we get to a point where I was like, that's not right. And then I had to tell you, and now you're like you're never gonna see it the same again.
No,
you're gonna be like me now. Like I have twisted the perception on it.
It was time locked, right? The doctor said it was meant to happen. The whole fucking thing.
But for right now, just remember that it does seem like that is the implication they're making. They're trying to say that
we found the bits of the Terminator from the first movie,
which now changes the timeline.
Huge jump in technology.
Right, it changes everything.
Yeah,
things should be going fast. And I'll even forgive you to think that if you're going into this being like this is a movie from 1991,
saying it's 95 and the world ends in 97.
But if you not even that. If you think it's 95, then you should know that the timeline's not sped up. The excusing is if you're like that's a movie from 91 and you think it's in 1991 because then it makes sense. Then it all makes sense because you're like, oh, things have been sped up. It's 1991. When you know it's 1990,
6 years?
Yeah, when you know it's 1995 and that it's actually like a year away from the end of the world, you're like, oh wait, things haven't sped up. They're the same.
Went the way it was supposed to, didn't it?
Yeah, but we'll get into the details. We started to go down the rabbit hole too soon. We'll get into those.
Quick, climb back out.
We'll get into those timey-wimey things in a bit. We're almost there. Now is when Sarah is starting to really ramp up trying to get out, right? Like she got called out by the doctor for the wanting her kid, and she starts to like get belligerent again. Like he knows.
Oh, she jumps over the table at him because she won't let him out.
Well, like I said, she's belligerent. He figured it out, and he's not okay with it.
Her or something. They come in and fucking pump her full all kinds of shit. It's
so crazy because the way she's acting almost implies she knew that was the day, right?
Yeah.
But as far as we know, she doesn't know any of this.
She shouldn't know until after the shit. Well,
until the
cops
show up and show
pictures.
her. Yeah. But right now, she's already acting extra crazy, right?
Like she has to get out right now.
Because as far as we know, she's been there for a year, right? So if she's been there for a year or at least 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
Because the doctor says you're going to go in for another 6, meaning 6 at least already.
Yeah.
Why is it all right now that she's like, I'm going to violently try to get out, right? Like, it seems weird for this to be the day, but she doesn't know that there are Terminators.
bit, some dialogue that got cut where she
No.
supposed to know
No,
something
that's
else?
what I'm telling you. It's another. I'm telling you, it is a dead spot in the script. It's not
Yeah.
one of those. There is an actual answer. It's a dead spot in the script. There's no reason for her to be so adamant that day about getting out. She does not know that
Yeah.
anything is happening to John because Kyle.
Mother's
Because think about it,
intuition.
Kyle couldn't have known that. That's
Yeah,
all
that's true.
future after he went back to the past and he dies in the past. Literally, there's no way for her to have had that information.
Yeah.
But she is acting like she does.
She's psychic.
It almost feels that way. That's why I wanted to mention it. It almost feels like she
It's a
knows.
mother's intuition. Something bad is about to happen to my kid. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Cut to the mall where shit is about to go
get
down.
fucking bad.
And lately, you know immediately that shit's about to go down, right? Because
Oh,
we
yeah.
see everybody converging at the mall at once. We see fucking John and his buddy.
Yep.
And then
they're
as soon as
at
they
the
get
arcade.
there, we see the cop,
Yeah, he's
our T-1000.
He's walking across the
on the
catwalk
top,
up there.
and right when
Arnie's
he-
down at the bottom, walking past each other with the fucking
Dude.
flower case.
The way that scene is shot.
And they cross
I
each other.
don't understand where that camera was sitting.
don't
like,
either.
Like, unless there was another down floor of that mall, he literally was holding it with his hand on the floor,
by his feet.
right? Because it is literally up at an angle like
Right.
that, to where
So
you
cool.
can't, you don't literally see his shoes, you don't see barely his shirt, you only see like kneecaps and flower box of Arnold.
Right.
But you know it's him because you like
The black
it's that
leather.
maroon shirt, the
Yeah.
black leather. We all know it. It's etched into your head. Someone could point a gun to you and you could describe what the
Oh,
scene looks
Yeah,
like.
it's got the like long stem red
Yes,
roses.
and it's
and
a black
shit.
box gold
Gold
etching on it.
etching at it,
See,
yeah.
look, you knew before I even got there. We all know it. And again, like Bo said, on the top rail in the same shot, it's so beautiful.
Yep.
You can literally see he's walking this
one
way.
he's walking the other
They're
way.
both converging to the same spot off screen. Beautiful. Love it. Awesome. We see John in the arcade. He needs quarters.
Yeah, he sends fucking Budkins off to go get some fucking
Budnick.
Budkins.
Oh my God.
Buddykins.
Look, you can say it wrong. I just want you to know every time you do, I will say it the right way.
I'll never get it right.
But yes, he sends his buddy. If it helps you, his name is Tom in the movie.
Oh, is that what his name
if,
is
if
in this
that helps
movie?
in any way.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
IMDb. I didn't know
that's
that.
nice.
I don't know if they ever give his name. I'm saying somebody the script says his name. I don't think the movie. I don't think anybody says it out loud.
Said it.
But yeah, his name is Tom.
He gets stopped by the T-1000 and he's like, "Hey, you know this guy?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I ain't never fucking seen him." Immediately books over to fucking John's like, "Dude,
Which is actually
Dude,
kind of
this
stupid
cop
because
is
it's
looking
actually
for
the
you.
reason why the T-1000 knows who John is.
because it's like 5 feet away. He just
Yeah,
kinda
like,
watched
Well,
him go.
if you're gonna do it, you should circle
Yeah.
the arcade first.
go the long way,
So that way he loses you in the crowd, doesn't think you immediately went to go talk to John fucking Connor.
right?" And loudly even be like, "Yo, cops looking for you, man."
The other thing that's important to point out right now is that if you pay attention to the other kids that he is flipping around in the background when you
Yeah.
see Budnick go tell John what's up, they look 10.
Yeah, they are actual 10-year-olds,
And it makes sense that those are the people
like
he's
he
flipping
asks
around.
the 2 little like
Yes,
10-year-old
two
girls.
little
He's like, "Do you guys know John Connor?" "No."
He is looking for other 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
But god damn it, is Edward Furlong not a 10-year-old?
No, not even a little bit.
The other thing to point out right now is the obvious Wayne's World reference we got to talk about. You know,
No, I didn't get the Wayne's World reference.
no, Wayne's World references this.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the John Connor.
The John Connor. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry. I
This
was
movie
like,
came out 5 years before Wayne's World. There's no way this was referencing Wayne's World.
so much time stuff, man. I can't keep track.
You got the wrong 95.
I got
you
the
were like
wrong 95.
Like
Not the
movie
fake
came-
95.
Yeah, the movie came out in 91. It's fake 95. It did not come out in real 95, and therefore after Wayne's World. No, I was just saying this is the part that Wayne's World references. That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
The part where Wayne gets pulled over. Do you know this kid?
guy?
Yeah.
That's the same guy too, isn't it? in
I don't
Wayne's
know if
World?
it's Robert Patrick, but it's they put him in the exact
Exact
same
same
like
outfit.
white fucking helmet, so that
Yeah,
way
the
it bubbles around.
motorcycle
him.
cop
Yeah, yeah.
helmet.
So it's hard to know. It could have been.
I think it
I
is.
wouldn't
I
put
really
it
do.
past them to
'Cause
do
he'll-
that. Well,
he-
because Robert Patrick
yeah, I was
wasn't
like, he
huge
does
at the
shit
time.
like
Well, and he
that.
wasn't huge at the time. He wasn't. Like nowadays he might be like 2-minute or not even 2, like 30-second cameo, even for a movie, he might be like, I don't know.
Just to stand silently with the cop uniform
Well, he
on.
still got to say, "Do you know this kid?"
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
But the rest of it was definitely standing there staring and then them panicking and running. But yeah, we have to make the reference to it because this is literally the part because he's holding the picture of the kid. He's
Right.
like, this kid. Because after this, he does still ask random people about John Connor, but he no longer is carrying the picture.
Yeah, it gets like knocked out of his hand, like when
when
a dude goes to stop him, he's like, "Hey, I think I saw that kid you're looking for." Stuff. He smacks
you
him out of the way,
got to
and the picture goes fluttering off into the
you
distance.
got to give continuity.
Yeah,
He no longer
has
the
that picture.
Although couldn't the liquid metal have
Replicated
recreated
He can replicate
replicated
the
clothes. All right, back to this.
That's
Sorry.
whatever.
But
That's
so, yeah.
a very minor hole. We
It
don't need
is.
to go down.
But
It's worth a thought. That's gonna keep. It's gonna keep more than one person up.
Yeah,
later
definitely.
tonight.
But so yeah, this is when things ramp up. This is when the movie really starts.
This is when we
right?
start
Like,
running through the back
Well, this is-
sections of the mall, right?
This is when we get Terminators, right? This is
Yes.
when they are shooting. This is when things
are-
happen.
robot fight.
I love that you mentioned the back rooms of the mall because, like, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, like, it was a revelation to me that behind the stores it would be like that.
Yeah, there were like
just
hallways,
a
and
simple
shit.
hallway like that. And I had to ask my parents, and they were like, "Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a mall is just like that.
That's totally how it is.
Because like I think my parents had dad had worked, they built a mall, and so like he was just like, yeah, it's just
It's easier
normal
for
hallways.
employees to
That
get
way
the
they don't
fuck
have to be out on the
around.
floor.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'll be
Man.
goddamned.
Movies don't lie to me.
But yeah, it was intense to see the mall shootout in the back rooms, the flowers flying to the
The
ground,
slow-mo fucking cocking the gun, stepping
the
on
spin
him.
cock.
Yes.
Boom.
Get down.
We get our
Boom.
first shot of the liquid
Yeah, this
metal.
is when you first figure it out.
You see it.
It's a big cone of fucking silver.
And you're like,
shit.
what am I looking at?
What the fuck is that?
And then all of a sudden he's reloads.
Yeah,
Boom.
fucking puts like 5 in him.
Boom. Dude, he just constantly
He
reloads.
unloads this gun into him.
There are I don't even know if you pay attention, I promise you, they didn't keep track with how many they put on him for
And
how many shots were being
fired. Yeah,
so at a
probably
certain
not.
point there are like 7, but only 4 shots have been fired because they were just like, it ends with 7.
And it looks awesome. It's fine.
But it is dope though. It comes off cool. It looks cool.
Really does.
It's so awesome, dude.
And then it just like the digital effect of it zooping back together and shit.
Oh, it's
But
great.
yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of here though. John's already booked it. He's run down to his fucking dirt bike and it won't start. It fucking
Look, I don't know about you, but I had problems with this because of the fact that if this is a kid, 10 years old or not,
yeah, no matter what age.
I don't
he
care what
is.
age he is, if he can hack that ATM machine, there's no way he is not going to be able to hotwire the full-size motorcycle right beside him.
That's true. There was like
Because
a street bike
a
there.
motorcycle in 1991 or 1995, for
Yeah,
that
whatever.
matter, whichever year
Early
you wanna say,
90s.
would have been literally as easy as 2 wires.
Yeah.
Like, we're not even talking like, like modern day ignitions. You'll watch a movie and they'll still be like 2 wires. It doesn't work that
yeah,
way.
just
That motorcycle is simple.
Yeah,
and
it
it
is.
would have been 2 wires, touch, start, done.
could have took that badass fucking like
Yes,
Suzuki or whatever.
There's
that was
no
there.
way you're telling me that kid can fucking steal from the ATM with a weird set of like a laptop.
Yeah. Oh
But-
no! Later in the movie, he even says that one guy
Yeah, no, I know.
taught him engines. So yeah, he should definitely be able to just
Like
like,
I said-
jump on this badass motorcycle and fuck off.
It's crazy that he's stuck with the dirt bike when it wouldn't start.
ride what you know. He's never been on one.
I
I
don't
guess.
care, dude. You're running for your life.
Yeah, it's true.
You just saw shotguns not kill a guy.
There's like nobody died in that entire shootout.
You would be worried. You would be
Watched a
worried.
guy get thrown through like 3 plain glass windows out into the fucking lobby.
But he makes it out. The dirt bike finally starts. He peels out of there. This is
Yeah,
the first
fucking
time we get the
running.
Robert Patrick
The
run.
run. I love his face. He's so fucking intense while he's running. Just.
your hands are pumping too fast. This motherfucker is like this the whole time, dude. Like it's like a full arm extension back and forward, dude. It's insane. This
Best
run.
run in cinema history.
He's like leaned too far
yeah, he
forward.
is fucking
Did
going
they have
for
like
it.
a safety harness on him to keep him from hitting the ground while he was
Everything
doing that?
I read said that he actually ran that way.
I believe then that's awful.
Yeah.
Like
How
okay,
he
I
ran.
have to clarify.
There's worse ways to run.
I have to
You
clarify.
could-
Do you mean like
you can run like
no,
Gonzo?
No, I have to clarify. Do you mean like he actually runs that way, as in the guy runs that way, or do you mean he just like he actually ran that way as a choice for this character?
That one as
Okay.
a choice for the character.
Good.
I don't
I'm
think
okay-
he
I'm
real
o-
life like he just run.
Well, that's what I thought you were trying to say. You were like he run that way, and I was like, what are you trying to tell me right now? If
No,
you're
I was
telling me
mean he
that
didn't
guy-
have a rig. He just
Okay.
like did it.
Well, I didn't
in the
think he actually
movie.
had a rig. I was just making fun of how far forward he leans.
How's he? You're just waiting for him to face plant,
Yes, look at him. Tell
trip
me,
over his own feet, smack.
He
He
throws-
probably did. There's probably like
he
bloopers
throws
where
those
he did.
arms so far forward while he's doing it that it's so believable.
He probably
Oh.
did. There has to be bloopers of him just fucking eating pavement, right? Doing these runs.
This is when the movie cuts to one of the best chase scenes in the world
Oh,
ever.
it scared the
down
shit
in
out
the
of
L.A.
me.
River,
where
the aqueducts.
jumps in the black semi truck with the flat nose and he's chasing him down the river on the bike.
I like that you feel the need to specify flat nose, but that was just what it was in the '90s. That's just what they were.
I hate those. They're so fucking
That was
creepy.
just standard at the time,
Right. It's like a
Uh,
tow truck too. It didn't have like
no,
a
it's a
towing,
full.
or is
It's
it
a
just
full semi.
All right.
It's just not got anything
Does
behind
it have
it.
a trailer
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it?
There's nothing hitched to it.
Fucking Arnie's chasing him down on his fucking Harley, and we get the
Fuck,
the
dude.
big epic jump
Well, we get
on the.
well even before the jump, dude. We get him riding through like across the wrong way of the freeway. Like the freeway's coming at him.
Oh yeah,
and he's like running across all
All the
9
stuff.
lanes of the LA freeway and
shooting
shit.
out fucking gates and
Yes,
stuff
dude.
to get through.
So much shit happens before the jump. But yes, the jump is badass where he jumps fucking straight up from the freeway down into the aqueducts.
4K does not help this.
Look,
It shouldn't be
I-
in HD. It's you can tell
I
way
didn't-
too much.
The jump didn't bother me as much as everything after the jump. Like the
oh yeah,
jump
when he
was
actually gets
okay.
up to
Like when he actually squeezes between the semi
Yeah.
and the wall,
When it's-
everything from that squeeze until this chase is done.
the two stunt
horrible.
doubles for both
Yes,
of them.
You see his stunt double, you see Edward's stunt double.
it
in
turns
all
into
fairness,
like an
if
Asian
there was
guy.
in all fairness, if Robert Patrick had a fucking stunt double on the semi, I couldn't tell that.
Yeah, I
one.
couldn't tell that one. That one was good.
But Arnold and fucking Furlong,
Super could tell.
when he rides, the second he gets the motorcycle in front of the semi, as soon as it happens, he grabs Furlong,
Pulls him over.
pulls him off
onto
the
him.
dirt bike onto the. It is
This
so
is
clearly
two different people.
two stunt doubles that are not those guys.
No, not even close.
It's bad.
But then the truck wrecks, and Robert Patrick turns into a really cool dummy when the truck crashes. You can see it clear as day.
Yes.
Big crash dummy.
Yes. While this scene is going on, we get one of the movie's famous continuity blunders on top of our earlier cigar scene.
Oh,
This is when we get the
because he pushes the windshield out.
yeah, the windshield is magically gone from the semi and then back in the
Pops back.
semi right after. Again, this is the kind of thing you might not notice. I only noticed because I've seen so many specials about it that now I can't.
No, I
not
didn't
see
notice.
It. And obviously the people who made the movie
Oh yeah, that probably
will
bothered
see
it.
that
It would
forever.
bother the shit out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
me. I'd be sitting there just be like, every time I saw it, just be like, it's wrong.
After this is done, though, we see. Is this when we finally see solid liquid metal for the first time?
Yeah, because he walks out of the fire and he's just all
Yeah,
metal
yeah,
and then he
like,
morphs back into the cop.
yeah, it's dope.
Fucking badass.
Which I guess was slightly foreshadowed by the weird look he gave the silver mannequin.
Yeah, in the store, he kind of looks at it like,
Well, and you
The
don't even
fuck?
understand at that point because
Yeah,
by
no.
that point you've not seen bullet holes even. So you're like, why? Or no, you just seen
yeah,
bullet
you
holes.
just seen him. You
But
don't
you
know.
don't know that he.
is full metal man. You just
Yeah.
think he can heal or whatever.
And so now we see him walk out of the fire, and you're like, oh, I get it now. This
makes
motherfucker
sense.
is totally just liquid metal.
right.
Capital L,
DM.
capital M. Yeah. Liquid metal.
turn.
At this point, though, John is on the motorcycle freaking out because now is the first time where he finally gets to, like, not be inundated with the action of it. To be like,
Right.
who the fuck are you? What the fuck is happening?
Tells
What is
him-
going on?
tells
What
him
is
to
that guy?
stop, right?
I love this and hate this because as literal as we see this motherfucker be to the directions John gives him later, John should be glad that he didn't dead stop flip them off of the
It's true,
motorcycle
I didn't even
on
think
the
that.
freeway.
They're in the middle. He tells him to stop. He just walks up, flips the.
Well, that's
bike
how he
over.
acts later, right? Everything he tells him later is so literal it hurts.
Like when he makes him stand on one foot.
Yes,
and everything.
it's so literal it hurts. This
Yeah.
time though, he understood stop meant slowly get off of
get
the
on
freeway.
like a nice easy turn onto this other street.
John is lucky.
That would have been fun. He hasn't told him that he does that yet.
I know, but that's the thing. We did. It's not like
It doesn't count until the Terminator tells him that he
that's
has
how the
that
movie
control.
Acts. Yeah. That's how the movie acts.
Until
like
then, I have free agency. I can do whatever I want.
at this point, though, they pull off the side. John really gets to investigate this machine.
He's like, yeah, so like you're a Terminator, right?
Now, I know you. I understand. Mom's told me. I thought it was a lie.
But you're not here to kill me, right? That's what it seems.
And then that's when he
like.
finds out the full deal, programmed by older John
To come
sent
back
here to
protect
save
you.
him from a threat that did John know they were time traveling? He sent his first. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
It's weird. He preemptively did it.
he just knew he'd need it.
But with the power implied to make time travel happen, which is why it doesn't happen all the time,
Yeah,
wouldn't it imply that the robots would have known that he sent someone back, and maybe that's why they sent someone back?
yeah. If he hadn't sent him back to protect him, maybe they wouldn't have sent a dude to kill him. This is all just self-fulfilling prophecies, man. This whole movie.
Again, the movie is fun. Don't get lost in the time.
just
We're
ignore
sci-fi
it.
people. The
Ignore-
sci-fi side barely holds together.
action movie side is
Oh,
badass.
it's dope and it's great and I love it.
100%.
Cameron can write himself an action movie. I don't know
Just
the
like
sci-fi part.
yeah, dude.
He dabbles.
I think Aliens had kind of the same problem.
It did. He
Yeah.
dabbles in the
sci-fi.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
He's an action guy, though. At this point, though, this is when we get a lot of exposition. This is when we find out many things about the future, many things about what's happening. This is when we get the liquid metal as specific talk
Yeah.
from him. That's what it is. Like in my notes, this is when liquid metal went from being lowercase L's to
L,
capital L's,
right.
because this is the first time the movie says it, and I was like, ah,
There it
TM,
is.
right? So my notes have
We own
officially
the rights to this
yeah.
liquid metal.
my,
Okay?
my notes have officially transitioned at this point. to the
They're
fact
now
that, yeah,
capitalized.
this is officially trademarked liquid metal. So we know all of this about it. At this point, though, after being told about everything, John's first thought was, I need to call home.
Yep. I got to check on my Dick foster parents.
I don't know about you, but I never understood this as a kid
I
or
don't
now
either.
as an adult. Like, I thought maybe as an adult, I'd come to the scene and be like, oh, I'll finally understand why he did this.
I don't know.
I still don't.
They try.
He didn't like them.
Because he, like, before he picks up the phone, he's like, yeah, they're dicks, but I should still check. I'm like,
Why?
But why? They're assholes. You just said it.
Yeah, go
You
get your
literally
mom.
just said
like,
they're dicks.
Only go get your
yeah,
mom.
go get your mom.
Fuck everybody else, right? Like, I never understood this as a kid.
I
It does
either.
give us a fun little, like, we finally we see the blade hand
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time.
This is fun.
There's fun stuff. Stupid, though.
Yeah,
Um,
could have cut this scene. Would have saved 5 minutes.
Although it is really fun to see the the T800 outsmart the T1000
Yeah.
with the Wolfie.
With the dog.
Yeah,
What's
he
the
goes-
dog's name? Max. It's
Well,
like-
and I love John's face of seeing, like, when the T800 mimics his
Mimics the-
voice, and he's like, what the fuck? It is also very clear to point out that right now is when he gets told that the T1000 can mimic anything it touches,
Yeah.
right?
As
Except
long
for
as it's like,
machinery.
as long as it's like a similar size or something.
Same
Yeah.
mass,
Yeah.
same body mass. But machinery. He says you can't
Pick-
mimic.
Complex machines.
I was like, that's a very weird, specific thing to say.
It's the limitations of the CGI.
Well,
I
it's
guess.
to make sure he wasn't like John said. It's to
Just
make sure
turn
he's not
into a
turning
bomb or a fucking
turning
Mega
his
Man
arm into a
cannon.
gun. Yeah, which they solve for 3.
I can totally turn into Metroid now.
But yeah. So at this point, though, we see that both of the foster parents are gone. We see the full mimicry ability of the parent because she is mimicking everybody after killing the dad. She even fake mimics him for a split second after stabbing him through the throat.
I love that, dude. She's sitting there, she's talking on the phone and just sticks her hands out and you just hear a
Slink, and you don't see it, dude. I love
No,
that you
not
don't
until like the
see it.
scene is over. Like it pans over, it's gone through the milk carton
Do
in
you,
his
do you
face.
see the pink? They did that so well. You could see like the slight pink of the blood going through the milk carton. So like it's red on the one side close to his mouth, but then it's pink on the side where it would have come out of.
Dude, I didn't see that.
They went all out for that
Love that
tiny
fucking
little
shit.
CG scene. It's crazy how much they nowadays we take it for granted.
Yeah,
Because
but back then it was a
nowadays
big
a
deal.
computer does all the work for you.
Yeah, fuck,
Back
we could do
then-
it on our phone.
Yeah,
probably.
back then somebody did all like they had to painstakingly think like, what? Wait a minute, when milk is coming through, if it's
and when I
stained by
pulled it
blood,
back,
wouldn't
would
it
be
make things?
Yeah, it would change the
it
color.
would stain the color of this, but it wouldn't be red anymore.
'Cause
Like
it's white.
it's
Color theory.
genius, dude. It really is. Like when you think about the level of like thought that goes into it, perfection on these for 91, like that's some crazy CG like skill
Oh yeah,
level.
dude, this is still like super early days.
Oh, this
for
is when most
CG.
people are like, "What's CG mean?"
You're like, what
right?
does
Like,
that
they don't even
mean?
understand what that anagram is for,
Yeah.
right? They're like, "What?"
What the fuck's a CG?
Right? It's good.
Really fuck with them. Throw the eye in there. CGI. What the hell?
But yeah, so at this point, both foster parents are gone. We know that there's no hope. John says, "Okay, we need to go to my mom."
Yeah, we need to go get my mom.
because obviously that's the next place.
Yeah, this is the next place dude's gonna go.
If he is taking out them
He's
and
gonna
he can't find us,
gonna
he's
take out
gonna
my
go-
mom. Let's go. We
yeah.
gotta go save my mom.
He's
Fucking-
right.
Yeah, he is.
It's
But
a good
Arnie's
call.
like, yeah, you are right. That's why we're not gonna go do
Yeah,
that.
at first he's like, dude, that's stupid.
That's stupid. That is not mission. That is not a mission priority. Fuck you. She's a priority to me.
Yeah, that's when we get the whole argument outside. This is when the
dude, like-
bodybuilders
He's like
come
grabbing
over.
him and his voice gets super squeaky. Let me go. I
And
can't even do it.
I love this. The bodybuilders hear it and they're like, "Do we need to stop this?
You okay, kid?
Put me down.
It drops him. What'd you do that for?
I'm
Because you told me
programmed to do anything that you'll tell me."
Oh shit! Really? Stand on one leg. Just stands there on one leg.
Hop on one foot.
He stays for like a full minute. He's just standing there on one leg. The two buff guys just kind of walk up there to see if he's okay. He's still just standing there on
no,
one
and
foot.
it's so great because he's like, "Fuck off, you two," and they're like, literally, the one guy's just like, "Fuck this kid." The other one is straight pissed
Yeah.
off, dude. Again, mind you, this kid is 10.
Yeah.
He's not Edward Furlong. He's a 10-year-old.
Yeah, he's
Picture
a 10-year-old. He's supposed to be 10.
10-year-old just said, "I don't actually need help. I'm okay." Would your response be, "I should beat the shit out of this 10-year-old"?
Oh, fuck you, kid, for not needing any help and making me walk all over here.
That would have even been okay. This guy is literally ready to fight the 10-year-old. Arnold has to step in because this guy is about to actively, physically.
Did you just call me a dipshit? Grab this guy.
Yeah.
Do you fucking believe this? Fuck just grabs him by the
But
hair
then
and
he-
pulls him up.
Then he quickly realizes why you can't say stuff like this to a Terminator.
Oh no, dude. Fuck pulls the gun out, puts it in the one dude's
He
face.
was about to kill him.
Oh,
He's seconds away from killing him.
smacked it right out of his hand. Gun goes off, misses him by
Like I said, seconds
that
away
much.
from killing him. This is officially the point of the movie.
You can't just go around
Yeah.
killing people. Why? Because
you
it's
can't.
bad.
It's
Why?
wrong.
It's just the
Yeah.
deadpan. Why?
This does not help
I'm
our
a Terminator.
mission.
It's what I do.
But yeah, this is officially that point where after this, there's no more killing.
Yeah.
Because even and I love this because the movie doesn't outright say it, but obviously he has been programmed to adjust to new things John Connor tells him.
Yeah.
And so it
He
instantly
learns.
Well, no, that's fine. That's for why he can speak better. He wouldn't learn to change his programming. He changes his programming because John Connor told him
to.
change his programming. I'm saying it's awesome because the movie doesn't tell you that's why he changed. It's so subtle because until you get to the very last like action sequence, you have to really pay attention to notice that he's not killing people because he does a lot of damage. The last one is the one where
minigun
it's
scene.
super noticeable because the last one it's like leg shot, hit him to the back with the thing. That's when it's noticeable.
Just kneecap and fuck
Yes,
out all of
but
them.
this part of the movie is when it's still not noticeable. He goes in and just, I mean, he's hitting people the kind of way where you're like, they might be
Yeah,
dead.
that guy's
He has
probably
to
dead.
verbally tell us.
He'll live.
Yes, exactly. He verbally tells us,
Oh,
"I promise,
here in
they're
a
still
minute.
okay."
Here in a minute, the poor guard at the
That's what I'm talking
at the
about.
fucking mental hospital. He just walks up and just put both of his fucking legs.
He'll live, and so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
not well. That guy's not ever
No.
walking again.
Well, that's my point. That's why it becomes increasingly important to make sure you're clear with your instructions. Just because you say that you shouldn't kill does not mean anything about quality of life
right.
after
Do
said
not
incident.
permanently maim anyone.
Exactly. You have to be very clear with your instructions to a
Only
Terminator.
cause minor injury.
Yeah, so now we head to the hospital. It's fully timed to save the day. While they're on the way to the hospital, we see that the police have already shown up.
Yep.
They are showing Sarah the pictures.
It's the same guy, right?
She plays it off like she doesn't know.
Doesn't know nothing.
But we see she's panicked.
Oh,
she's freaking out.
She steals the paper clip. She's like, all right, time to go.
Yeah, I gotta do
immediately
something.
get the fuck out of here.
We can even roll through this kind of fast because some of this is like boring. Like this scene, it takes a long time to build to what's actually important, right?
Yeah,
we see her back in her room, pull the key out of her mouth. This is after the one weird fucking
he licks
orderly.
her.
Yes.
Oh, what was that?
Again, it's not actually important, so we'll just
It's
float
not,
right
but it's
past
gross.
It is
fucking,
gross.
but she fucking starts.
He gets his, thankfully,
Yeah, here in a
and she
second.
delivers it, which is what's great.
After she picks all the locks.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff,
she uses the paperclip, picks the locks, makes her way out,
beats the fuck
snaps
out of
the
him.
broom in the broom closet. I love that. And just waits for him
Right.
to finally find it, and then hits him, knocks
Beats
him
the
out.
shit out of him with
Equips herself with a real nightstick.
it. Yep, and steals his keys.
I think the nightstick's all she needed. She was about to beat her way out of that
Fuck yeah,
hospital
dude.
too. But yeah, it is perfect from this point on. But the only problem is who made it to the hospital first.
It's the T-1000. He shows up right when the cops are leaving.
And he makes it there right before they leave, right? Because he's inside and has to hide as they're leaving.
I like where he hid. He just became the floor.
That isn't one of those CG tricks that was like super
that was
hardcore
really
at the
awesome.
time. Yeah, like
He just comes up out of the tile floor behind Mustache Guard.
Poor guy. That guy really did.
Yeah.
Out of everybody,
Oh, dude, no, I felt bad. He like won a free coffee too.
he deserves it the least out of everybody. Yeah. So this poor guard, he's just the guy who, again, he's dopey security guard.
Yeah,
The
he just kinda
orderly
unlocks the
we
door.
see the orderlies are actually in charge of like security of the building.
Yeah,
the orderly is the guy who's checking safety regulations.
right.
And shit.
This guy just kind of unlocks the
he
door.
is only the guard for the front door.
Yeah, he's the front door
right.
guard.
The orderly is in charge of everything in the hospital.
Poor guy.
This poor dude.
He's like, it must be my lucky day. Turns
Poor dopey
around,
guy.
looks right into his
The
own
pin
self.
needle.
In the eye. Why is it always the fucking eye?
Dude, I just
What
love
is it with
this.
us and watching movies where people
I
get
just love
stabbed
that
in the
it's
eye?
a pin needle, dude. The way he
It's
does
so
this,
small, just tink.
it's badass, dude.
Like hardly any blood, which is good. He's the guy hide the body, I guess.
I love it.
It's so fucking
And
good.
it's creepy
And
too.
our second set of twins.
Yes.
Those guys are actually twins.
And again, they use that masterfully. I love when a movie
dude,
uses
I thought it was just like
yes,
Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Like where they just kind of like split the
they
footage.
used it the perfect way, like which is subtle. They're not trying to throw it in your face. They're just like, hey, we got two people on the same screen at the same
for
time.
like half a second.
Exactly,
Right?
dude.
It's not that long.
Same thing when they do the Hamilton trick later on with the two Hamilton
Yep.
sisters, dude. It's literally just like, real quick, here we go. They're both here. You don't even know it. It's
But
awesome.
now he's got keys. He can just knock on doors, go the fuck in.
But thankfully, Sarah's
She's
no longer
already
in her
on her
room.
way out, right?
Thank God, dude, because who knows how bad that would have been.
Oh, dude, she was still strapped to that fucking bed.
When he showed
he
up,
just walk in, bang, movie over, right?
Well, but it wouldn't have been movie.
movie
over.
would be over, but
It just would have been sad, John.
sad John. This is the all is lost moment.
Yeah.
in a modern movie where like it's like.
But yeah, he would have been okay. At this point, though, we see she is locking doors behind her to make it out. Right, the orderlies are chasing her. They finally know what's going on with her, but not everything.
She put the needle in dude's neck yet?
He has to sneak up on the first guy to take him out.
Sneak up on, beat the
Yeah.
shit.
'Cause- well, that's what
I
I'm
like
saying.
how she
Yeah,
throws the keys at him, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
motherfucker, catch!"
That's what I was getting at. She was running through the hospital to get there. Yeah. Because she has to. She's still trying to figure out how to get out. She does not have a way
She
to
doesn't
get
have
out.
She has a half-formed plan, not a
Yes,
full
exactly.
plan.
But so she gets there and she sees the doctor and she's like, aha, I
Fucking
think I have a
breaks
better
his
plan.
arm and pulls the Drano out, just fucking holding the needle in his fucking. I hate this. I hate it so much.
Well, it's so scary because that is.
Oh, he's already dead, just like the residue from the needle where
Well,
she
never
jabbed it
goes
in.
It
He's
didn't
probably
actually
already
go
dead.
in. You have to put a lot more than that to kill somebody. The small amount that's just in the metal piece of the needle is not enough to do that. I promise you.
I hope not.
No,
Poor
I
guy.
promise you. It's just like but it's just like the air embolism thing, right? Like you think that like the least little amount of air in your blood vein could kill you, right? It literally has to be a full syringe in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that's what I'm saying. So I promise you, if air is that way, same thing with this Drano. It probably has to be a lot.
Yeah.
The tiny amount in that tip. A guy ain't feeling good. I'm not trying to downplay that. That's not good for you.
He definitely looks like he doesn't fucking feel good by the end
yeah,
of this.
so
But he's the only one who doesn't get fucking killed.
We assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she uses him as her way to make her way out, she thinks. Or
Yeah.
at least further into
Yeah,
the
almost
hospital,
out.
right? So she's working her way through. The one orderly though that thought he was going to sneak up on her
Yeah,
is my fucking favorite. That guy was so funny. He comes up sneaking and she just literally turns to him like,
what are you doing?
And smacks the shit out of him. Doesn't miss a beat with holding the doctor while smacking the shit out of the guy. She's a badass.
He tried.
He did.
He was determined.
I'm not downplaying. He was one of the few people that actually tried to save
do
the doctor.
anything.
But I'm just saying, it was silly how easily she smacked the shit. Again, holding that she didn't let go of the doctor and smacks the shit out of this guy.
Get away. Smack.
But so after that, though, she uses him to make her way to the next secure part of the building. Throws the doctor back to the other orderlies, locks them on the other side. They're panicking, trying to get through. She runs to the elevator.
We get the music again because the door opens and she's like, oh, sweet door. She goes running. Arnie walks out and she baseball slides to a fucking halt.
She's freaking out. She's screaming and panicking so
runs
bad.
right back to the people she was just running from.
Even before she runs away, John, before she runs, John is even trying. Like,
yeah, he's just like, Mom.
She's panicking so bad, like she
hear
doesn't clock it,
Nope.
dude.
All
She's
she
just
sees is the Terminator.
fucking
She's
gone.
It's
dude.
happening. Fuck.
This part is what got to me as super insane, right? She runs back. They made it through the door, which is fine. One of them had to have keys. It just
Yeah.
took them a minute to fumble to get them. I'm good with that. They grab her and start trying to sedate her as she's saying, it's all real. Look, it's happening. It's all
It's
real.
literally
the
walking
man
down
they
the-
just saw in the pictures that the police said, we know, the police even said, we know this is the
The
guy,
same guy.
from 84. What are you not telling us? They are seeing that guy come down the hospital, and they are still like,
We'll deal
she's crazy.
we'll deal
We
with
need
you
to
in a minute."
sedate her. I don't even care
We'll
that they were like, we
fucking-
need to deal with you in a minute. The fact that they thought we still need to sedate her when they see that he's real? Oh my God, dude. That's insane. And he does, though. He walks up and he's just like,
wrecks fucking everybody.
he's
just
like, fuck
chucking
you
them.
guys.
You go
You
that
guys are
way.
stupid.
You go that way.
And then
Let's
she
throw-
finally,
the chick fucking looks like Aunt Jackie's stunt double. Fuck comes up, cracks him, breaks his sunglasses, and he's just meh. Pushes her down the hallway.
and then finally, though, at that moment, Sarah is like, oh, something's different.
Yeah, John gets
she-
her to
no,
fucking
I know.
finally pay attention.
He's
a good guy.
No, it's so crazy because she notices that something's different before noticing that it's her son. That's what's crazy. Like, she looks up and is like, oh, it's not the same as
Huh?
last time. And then
Oh,
she's like,
there's my kid.
oh, you've been yelling at me for 5 minutes. You're my kid. That's why you're yelling, Mom. I'm so silly.
The
I
whole
love it,
world.
dude.
It took her a while. She's been in this fucking place, man.
Then we get another one of our cool badass CGI scenes
Oh, where he
as
goes through the
slides through
bars.
the bars.
The gun. I love it. He's walking through all badass. Tink.
He's just
Oh,
he's just holding it.
Kind of
too-
jiggles
He's
it
holding it
through.
at the wrong
Yeah,
angle.
it's just the wrong way.
Fuck me running, dude.
There's all through this movie. There's these tiny little fucking little doses of comedy.
Oh, We also, before we go too far, we almost forgot to mention, we did the music when he came out of the elevator. We forgot to mention the fucking line.
Oh,
Come with me if you want to live.
Call
You
back
got-
to the first movie because
You
that's what
gotta
Kyle
throw it
says
out.
to her.
Yeah, I know. We gotta throw it out, dude.
We almost forgot.
It's a better line from Arnold
It
than
is.
it is
It's
from
way
Kyle,
better
dude.
than it is from Kyle because he kind of rushes it.
Yes,
Come with me if you want to live.
Arnold delivers it, dude. Like you're
It's the
like, "Fuck,
iconic-
that's badass.
it's the iconic
Yeah, that's why.
version.
That's why we had to go back and say it. It was just because it's worth mentioning for Arnold's sake. At this point, though, they make a break for it. They're trying to run out of the hospital. She's finally fully on board with
Yeah,
he's
we
my
just-
savior.
Yep. We're hopping the elevator real fucking quick.
They get their own police car once they get out.
I love that fucking shit, dude. The cops just sitting there. She shoots it, and she's like, "Get out!" And he's still just sitting there. Fucking Arnie grabs him, chucks him like 30 feet, and he just smacks off
again,
that pillar.
she shoots so many rounds off for him to still be sitting there.
It's like that carnival game where you shoot the star out. She was trying to get the outline of the cop.
Well, again, though, is it? I mean, that's a lot of rounds.
He
for you
should have
to
listened on the first shot.
I would have. I
Right?
wouldn't have waited for that much.
I personally, when I saw the gun, I'd have been like, "Oh fuck, take the car.
Yeah.
I don't need it."
But so once they get in the car and start driving away,
Second run scene.
second run scene, and when we get to see that the liquid,
cool, like metal hooks.
and that we see that the liquid metal can be solid. Because even when we
Yeah.
saw the blades and the finger poke before, since we're seeing CG,
yeah, it's still
it
kind
seems
of
like it's still liquid,
could be
but
kind of warpy.
but could hold force.
Yeah.
Right now we hear metal on metal. We hear metal on concrete. Like,
when
now
he
we
shoots
know.
it off
Yeah,
and throws it.
we know it's solid. Well, even when he falls and he's
Oh,
still
yeah, the
hook-handed,
ting-ting,
you can hear the
ting-ting,
ting-ting, yeah. We fully know that it is able to switch
From liquid to
solid
solid.
liquid state, and that's dope. That actually adds the scariness of what he can do, right?
Yeah.
But yes, like you said, we get the pry bars. That's what I like to call
Is that
them.
what you
'Cause,
call
well,
them?
he uses them first in the elevator
Oh, yeah, and pulls
as
it over
pry
like
bars,
that.
but then he uses the exact same hand shape to scoop into the fucking car.
I love the dive. He's doing that run for everything, and he just dives and hooks onto the bumper and just kind of kink, kink, kink up the back of the car.
I love that gunshot. The piece is still there. John just is like,
Eh.
yeah, he's so like panic, freaked out little kid. I
It's
love
probably
it.
a good thing because
Oh no,
I imagine he could track a piece of himself, right?
it's not said, but I would 100%.
I would imagine, right? It's like
It-
I can feel myself.
My sci-fi lore would say yes.
Exactly. There's some kind of homing device.
At this point, though, they make it to the garage.
Yeah, they go
right?
and
'Cause
they hide.
they gotta heal themselves
You gotta
up.
patch up the
Well,
wounds.
she got cut in the elevator.
elevator.
She unloaded the clip into the roof afterwards.
When she grabbed the gun in the elevator, did you see she full smacks Arnie
Yes,
right in the dick when she goes for the gun? Just cup, bam.
But so yeah, she's got to get healed up. They also, in case you forgot from the first movie, they give you the refresher course about how this fake skin works.
Yep.
It is like real skin.
It does heal.
Only in that if you don't take care of it, he would have to strip it off and only be the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Not in that it affects him in any way.
No.
Right? You know, he's not hurt or slowed down.
I love it. He's like, the data that I perceive when I'm hit could be perceived as pain, I guess. It's like, I guess you could
No,
call
but
that
not really.
pain,
It's
but
just
not
like
really.
location information.
Yeah, it's just
you would
like, yeah,
assume.
I've taken damage.
It's in this quadrant. Yeah, that's all I would imagine it is. But yeah, the real takeaway is though, they wanted you to remember that the skin on him is fake, that it can heal. So if they need him to look
like
human,
otherwise he'd just be full of bullet holes.
well,
for
and
the
that,
whole movie.
well, and specifically that they have to. The part of the reason they're fixing him right now,
yeah, so he could see
is that they need him to still look like
human,
a person,
so
yeah.
we can walk around in town and
And so
shit.
they were like, we gotta fix everybody up. So they fix her up. They fix him up. This is when we get the cool transition in the mirror scene.
Oh, where he's like standing guard and it turns from night to day and he didn't move the
Yeah.
entire time.
And it lets us use both twins because
In the
it's
mirror.
it's not really a mirror. It's just
Yeah.
a straight through shot. It just works because we have two Linda
We
Hamiltons.
have two Linda Hamiltons.
Again, it's pretty dope
The
stuff.
gods blessed us with a spare.
Love the practical effects, especially one that intricate, right?
Right.
Like that's really dope. Again, only able to be worked out because we have twins. So that's
If you
a
got
great
them, use
touch.
them.
At this point, though, they what else happens? I'm trying to
Like,
remember.
this is the
This
next
is-
morning they go and steal the car. He goes and like rips the whole thing off and hot wires
Well,
it.
I was gonna say before that is
Keys are in the
before
visor.
that is also when we get you gotta learn to be more like a normal person. Can you
he
do
tries
that?
to teach
Are you
him
able to do
slang
that?
or
Are you
something.
able to learn like that?
Yeah,
Right?
I have a learning computer.
He proceeds to teach him to be Bartman.
He does. Hasta la vista, no problemo. He says, "Eat me." It's so close to eat my shorts.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, he essentially just trains him to be Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Chill out, dickwad.
He teaches him slang, and I'm just like, nobody talked that way though.
Yeah, well, no, John did.
Yeah, I guess.
Our cousin Josh did because of movies like this in Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
that's
so
true.
I mean, people did, but less really, and more like in a very ironic
kind of
kinda
way.
Yeah, yeah. Not in the way that John implied. Everybody just
This is just how people
naturally talks.
talk.
Yeah, that part 100% was not true. Yeah. Once they're finished, though, like you said, we get the scene where he doesn't even hot wire. You can't even say hot wire.
He just tears
he
the
just-
thing apart.
well,
and
he
just
just
sticks
strips-
his finger in it.
Well, he didn't even do that. I'm pretty sure it's all on the outside. He just strips the entire mechanism and forces it to turn.
Fucking John just pulls the visor down like keys. Are we learning anything yet?
But so yeah, like what he does is essentially the same as like, if you have a car that's older than 1992, you could just shove a screwdriver into the ignition far
Just
enough
turn
and
it,
turn
yeah.
it. What he did is essentially that without a finger. He just grabbed the outside and manhandled it. That's why the plastic broke off. You can see it, like
Yeah.
he broke the whole casing to physically manhandle. What a fucking powerhouse, dude.
Hey, he's a robot.
But still.
Yeah, at least he didn't, pull like a fucking R2, a little probe thing
No,
came out of his finger.
The funny
or
part to
something.
me, though, like you said, when John drops the keys from the visor, is that John acted like smug, right?
Yeah.
But why would you act smug? Because again, he doesn't care.
No.
Because as a robot, he's just like, is the car started? Are we moving?
we can go now. Good for you. You found the actual
Yeah,
keys.
he's like, do we
a little
plan?
late.
He's like, do we plan on using this car again?
Nope, because once they get
Okay,
to where they're going,
exactly.
they never use it
Like,
again.
so
It's just
like,
gone.
Like he's just like, again, to the T800, to a robot brain, that would matter none whatsoever fucking ever.
That's why he just stares at him. Just
It is why he just stares at him. He's like, okay,
yeah,
and he never addresses that. He's never like, good call, kid. He's
Nope.
just, they don't even have a throwback to him actually doing it later to be like, he learned he should look for keys. It's not important. Oh. Now though is when we see the T1000. Oh wait, no. First we go to their friend's place.
I call him Uncle Enrique.
I mean, you call it whatever you want. I'm just saying the weird house, the weird.
Is it a
preppers.
house? It's like a bunch of like
Well, it's.
buses
I'm
like
trying to be
smashed
nice,
together.
Bo. This weird conglomeration of doomsday
There's a-
preppers. Is
there's
that better for you?
There's a broken helicopter the kids just play in.
Like I said, weird conglomeration of doomsday preppers. I
Right?
don't know what you want, man.
Awesome.
Uh,
Totally hang out here.
It is a cool place, but it does set up for you why John didn't know how to live in a
the
house.
yeah, in an actual place.
Because if this is
It's
what
like-
he was doing
'Cause
growing
he
up.
says here, he's just like, yeah, I grew up in places like
Yeah,
this.
yeah. It really
I thought
lets
this
you
was
know.
normal.
It really lets you know how fucked up of a childhood this kid had, right? Like
We're
way
gonna get
wild.
the armory now. He fucking pulls the fucking big sheet of stuff out.
No, look, he goes down into the armory. He's like, "Mom always always wanted to be prepared for whatever might come." This is so overkill for the three of them.
There's a 50 cal, fucking miniguns, AKs,
Like,
fucking
mind
all the shit.
Mind you, none of this stuff is to do with the rest of the Doomsday Preppers. This is just Sarah's personal.
yeah, this is just her
stash.
stuff.
But then we
Enrique's just
see,
watching it for her.
then we see literally Arnold pick up every badass fucking machinery that we play with in games today, and it's because Arnold picked it up in this
I love
movie.
it. When he picks up the minigun, he just smiles.
Well, and the grenade
the
launcher
grenade,
before the
yes.
minigun, dude, like snaps it like it's a shot. He snaps that thing closed like it's a
It has
fucking
such
shotgun.
a satisfying thunk when it closes.
Again, like I said, we play games where they use these weapons today
Because of this.
because of this scene. Because we saw Arnold with it, and now we are the people making games. And we're like, I want a guy with a minigun.
Yep.
I want a guy with a fucking grenade launcher. I want to snap it
Oh,
closed.
dude, when you played like Grand Theft Auto, you get the minigun.
Yes.
You recreate the scene from this movie with all the cops.
At this point, we get this was such a weird conversation. I'll meet my dad someday.
Oh, when they're under the truck trying to fix it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you will. It'll be in the future, but you'll meet him. It's just going to be so weird because I'm already going to be...
I'll be like 45 when that happens.
It was such a strange
But anyway,
conversation.
my mom dated a guy who taught me engines.
Right? Like, why did we need
And then
that?
just right after that, Arnold rolls over. Why do you cry?
Right?
To which no explanation. He gives a shitty explanation on why they cry. It's like, I don't know, it's because you hurt, but you don't hurt, but you want to hurt, but you don't. Do you understand?
No. But here's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
good, I didn't either.
Yeah, well, because that's not even true. Because he should have also said, and sometimes it is because you hurt.
Yeah, it was just like
Because sometimes you actually cry because you actually hurt.
Most of the time.
His implication was that you only cry in these other times.
Yep, only in feelings, pain.
And it's like, dude, no, people.
No, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You ever stub your toe? Tears.
Will you ever like think you fucking like broke your wrist or I mean, like there are lots of
all
pains.
kinds of things.
There are lots of like fracturing your knuckles.
Yes.
There are lots of pains that definitely would make
I'm
you
gonna
cry.
I'm gonna go sit in the corner and cry for a little bit. Just hold on.
Bo has watched me cry because of kidney stones.
Yeah.
Kidney stones are a motherfucker.
I just came back from taking out trash. He was up on the table and work, just fetal position on the counter, crying.
So yes,
I was like, oh fuck.
Pain will cause tears. At this point, though, we feel like everything is starting to get a little bit better. We see Sarah. She's sitting outside. She's just kind of watching John.
Yeah,
play with
the whole like
play with the 800.
He's gonna be a great dad for my kid.
Well, I don't. That's the lines she says are kind of like that. But what I think, it's not even that she's saying that she thinks he's gonna be. I think she's making the realization that John programmed him to come back and be a father figure for himself because John knows that Kyle died before he ever got. You get what I mean? Like it's this whole timey-wiminess of everything where she's kind of like realizing like
circle.
Well, because she's seeing him and she's like, he is those things.
Yeah.
And the only reason, again, she knows what their programming is. He is those things because he got programmed secondarily to be those things. So she knows like John sent back the best version of a dad for himself because he never had that.
Just secret some sub programming when no one was looking. It's like,
right?
I want a good daddy.
We also see her carving into the table for no good goddamn reason while she's watching them.
Just to have her do something before she
flashbacks.
Just suddenly passes out into a dream.
Flash sideways Flash somethings is this?
I don't know.
Because again, the implication is that this is supposed to be the real stuff.
Yeah, the thing that happened.
Because the beginning wants us to feel like we were seeing the actual end when it happened. And this is the same moment.
Right.
So I don't understand what we're seeing here.
Don't know.
Is it a dream? Is it prophetic? You said earlier, could she see the future? Could be psychic? What is going on?
I don't know. But it's just like, I'm going to carve some stuff. And then
she sees,
it's like she just narcolepsy.
She's just seeing the beginning. She is seeing from a little bit further out view what we saw at the opening, which is the swing,
and the kids
playground,
playing.
the bombs dropping, the fires coming, everyone
so
melting.
Good. I love this fucking shit. With
this is the part
her burning and
this is the part where we've seen this. This was in SLC Punk. God bless James Marandino.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got rights to use it, but I'm glad you did.
He just did it. He just asked for forgiveness rather than permission. One of those things,
it's
right?
Great footage, and I mean, I can't complain.
I think it's still the best like on film representation of a nuclear blast. I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe Oppenheimer's got it now.
Yeah, so at this point, though, she wakes up, she disappears. No one even knows what's going on.
No,
she's
gone
just like so
she's
quick.
Just like grabs shit, jumps in the car. John's just like, Mom, where are you going? What the
Literally
fuck?
almost gets hit by her when he's trying to be like, what are you doing?
Peels the fuck out.
Like not head on, but she almost clipped him with the
door. The side, right?
Yeah, dude. It was intense. I was like, damn, woman, you were so happy you got your son back.
Right? Now you're just like, fucking get out of here.
This was the moment where I was like, maybe she did need to be in the mental institute. Maybe she's not stable.
Entirely. She has her moments of,
Yeah, they
lucidity.
run, they see what she had carved into the fucking table.
No
No
fate.
fate. John's like, that's not what it is, though. That's only part of it.
It's no
My
fate, but
dad
what we
made her
make.
memorize, or I made my dad memorize a phrase to tell her.
When you get back to, never mind.
Either way, it's supposed to be that we can still change things.
Yeah, it's no fate, but what we make for ourselves.
Which is bullshit, though. If you think about the first movie, that is not true.
No.
Because he made his dad go back because he knew that was his dad. That's no fate.
There's no fate, but what John Connor makes.
Right? Thank you.
John Connor is the Lord of Fate.
But yeah, so they see that, and as soon as I'm not even joking when I say as soon. The second John Connor reads that phrase out and looks at fucking the T-800, the T-800 is like, I know where she's at.
She's gonna go kill Dyson.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I get it. He's a computer.
Yeah.
I get it. But it was ridiculous
It's
how
like,
fast.
really? From no fate, you got she's gonna go kill Tyson.
I couldn't believe how
How's that
quickly
work?
they wanted to play that, right? And we see her at Dyson's fucking house, and this was goddamn intense, dude.
Dude, she unloads 2 full mags into
Well,
this fucking house.
Like, you see her with the sniper rifle, and they play the scene so slow where you're convincing yourself. You're like, oh, she's going to see the kid, and she's going to be like, oh, yeah, I love my kid. I wouldn't
can't do it.
that to someone. Fuck no. The kid is standing in the room when she starts shooting. That kid could have
He
been
is 5
collateral
fucking
damage.
feet away. The glass from the exploding computer got this
Thank
kid,
you.
right? Like she's unloading on this fucking room.
And then when you're like, oh, now she realizes the kid's there, now she'll stop. Fuck no, she realizes the kid's there, she runs into the house and says, fuck both of you, don't move.
Yeah, fuck you, move. I'll fucking blow you the fuck away. Get the fuck out of the goddamn way.
Was it not blowing your mind? Were you not literally just like, but shouldn't we be thinking that this woman would feel for the kid?
You would think.
The whole point, the whole thing about her character development is
So the kids don't fucking suffer or whatever, right?
this is the moment you're supposed to realize that it's never been that it's her kid. It's that he's the save. She doesn't even care anymore. And it's clear later because she even tells John, you should never have tried to save me.
Yeah.
I'm not important. You shouldn't have come here.
I can take care of myself.
Because again, John's important. But not because it's her kid.
'Cause
She's
he's
so
gonna
far
save the future.
She's so far in her again, it's not a delusion, it's real, but she's so far gone in it. She can't even
she
tell
kind of it's like
anymore.
she kind of forgot that he's her son.
Yeah, and that should matter. that is also important on top of being the savior of the future.
But she doesn't kill him. She breaks at this. Like, what makes her break? Is it because the mom and the kid are there?
No, she shoots.
Or-
he's sitting there bleeding out.
Oh yeah,
and
but
then-
she doesn't finish him off though.
because Arnold and fucking John Connor
No,
show
she
up.
breaks before they show up.
If you say so, I feel like-
she's crying sitting down crying when they.
I
run
have
in.
seen plenty of people shoot someone while crying in TV shows. Crying doesn't make me feel like she wouldn't have still killed him.
All right.
Plenty of like movies have like the bad guy like freak out emotionally but still start fucking killing people again. There's never a guarantee. Maybe because she's the good guy, you felt a little bit more.
like oh, okay, she stopped
Like she
herself
would
at the
stop.
very last second.
But again, she also almost killed a child 2 minutes ago.
She told him to move.
Not when she was outside, she didn't.
Oh, that's. Didn't see him. She's got the scope. He's like off on this side of the scope, maybe.
He was playing through
I'm
that room.
trying.
I know you are. I'm just trying to get it through here. I feel like the movie apologizes for her too much. I feel like she's definitely a psychopath who should be back in the crazy house.
Probably.
But yeah, the main kicker here is that they do show back up after she has gone crazy. He is bleeding to death though.
Yeah.
When they show up,
Barney's got to patch him
if
up.
he wouldn't have patched him up, he would have died. Like they show him on the ground, you can tell
Yeah,
he's in bad shape.
bleeding real bad.
If there would not have been emergency help, he still would have died in front of
Stick
his
your
child.
finger right here. Never stop
Uh,
that bleeding.
But yeah, so after that, though, they have officially figured out that they need to stop Cyberdyne.
Yeah.
Right?
It cuts the shows him the hand, cuts
Yeah,
his fucking
cuts the
skin
hand off
off
to
and
show
pulls
who
it
he
out and
is.
fucking all.
And they're like, look, so again, at this point, we have to make sure that future doesn't happen.
Yeah, they give him the full.
They break down
right?
who he is,
why it's your fault, what you did. And he's
uh,
like, okay, cool. So I quit. I'm done.
it
Right?
doesn't matter. You've already started.
Okay, so we just blow up the lab, right? It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not okay. We got to make sure we do everything.
All right, so you guys go do that. I could stay here, right?
No, we need you to get us into the building.
You just shot me.
I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
No, we got to go right fucking now. Like, I've literally just been shot.
This, though, is the moment where we find out that somehow Skynet and Cyberdyne had been bootstrapped in, because this is when he tells us that he didn't come through any breakthrough to make this stuff, which is how the T-800 tells
Yeah,
them.
he explains
it
earlier.
like it's his brainchild,
he
his
did it,
master
and it's
plan.
because of
He
him.
came up with this stuff. But then we hear him and he's like, no, they brought me this arm
like,
and this circuit
computer chip thing, and I was
and
like,
I was
oh,
able
wow.
to use it to figure out how to make this. So again, that means had he never been given those things,
Wouldn't
he
have
never
happened.
would have made it. We're not on a faster timeline,
Right.
Because like we already established, 97 is when it's supposed to happen. This is 95.
Yeah,
It's
so
already
this is
basically
all happening the way it's supposed to. So
Which-
it's all Skynet fucking just fulfilling a prophecy of keeping
bootstrap.
themselves
I don't
going.
know who started the bootstrap, but someone bootstrapped it in,
Right.
For sure, right?
Because if the first Terminator hadn't have been sent back, they
Then
wouldn't
they
have
would-
the pieces to give to Dyson, who
Then
would have
Dyson
looked at
couldn't have
him
made it
and
to
then
make
made Skynet.
Cyberdyne, you
You
crazy
crazy
bastards,
motherfuckers.
right? Like that's what
All
it really
your
comes down
goddamn
to.
fault.
And so though at this point they go to like things escalate real quick.
Oh yeah,
now,
they
right?
go,
Like
they go and break in.
it's all like they break in, they get in. At first it's kind of copacetic. The security guard's just like, you can't
Yeah,
do
you can't
that.
do
They
that.
pull the guns.
It's like
And,
duct
like,
tape him to the fucking
Dude,
toilet.
the way they were able to like at the exact same time, like Linda
Right,
and
just
fucking Arnold,
whoosh.
dude, like that was so dope. Like it was perfectly synced up.
900 takes.
I guarantee it. But doesn't matter. They got a
Yeah,
good
they
one.
got
and
it
I
on.
love
They got it in sync. It was perfect.
But yeah, they come in, they get in. He obviously had to have hit a silent alarm because regular cops start coming in right after they go inside,
Yeah.
right? And so if he didn't hit a
'Cause- and
silent
the
alarm,
fucking cards aren't working anymore.
yeah. So if he didn't hit a silent alarm, I don't understand exactly.
The other security guard comes and finds him in the bathroom, and then goes and runs and hits it.
Yeah, but the cops, like, I'm fine with that's why the security guards, the other cops show up so fast that unless you're telling me the security, like the police headquarters is like around
it's
the
next
corner
door.
from Cyberdyne.
It's like
Oh.
fuck, what movie was it we watched the other?
Yeah.
The fucking police station's literally right down the street
Yes,
from their house.
like that's the only way I'd believe it because like they get there so quick.
Hit the alarm. Oh, and they all walk across
Because
the street.
like let's put it this way: by the time they actually get to the it's only like the third
it's like
floor.
the third floor. It's not a tall
yeah.
building.
So by the time they get to the third floor, Arnold is literally like all out shootout with cops outside the window. Like
Right.
That's insane. That's the only reason I feel like the first guy tapped something. Because
Had
that
to have.
second guy, that would have been like a 5-second response time from that second guy.
Just walk across the street, man. The police station's right there.
Well, like I said, it's one of two. It's
Yeah,
either the
right.
first guy taps something or the police station is right around the corner, like right outside of frame.
Yours is more plausible. Mine's funnier. So
I'm
we're
good
gonna
with
go with
either
that.
one. I'm good with either one. But yeah, so they go all out. They're blasting through everything. They're setting up bombs. They're like burning the computer programs up
Yeah,
as
they're
they're going.
fucking
Like,
everything up.
The amount of stuff with no planning that they're able to do so quick when they run into this building is insane. Right? Like,
Yep.
that's the kind of thing normally you would have to be like weeks worth of planning to be like, all right, when we get in, I'm going to go this way. You're going to go that way. I'm
Fucking-
gonna
they
start
have
taking out
like
the computers.
schematics of the building
No,
and
these
shit.
guys literally talked in 10 minutes before they got there. We're like, we're going to raid
Let's
this place.
go.
Let's raid
Yeah, let's
this
fucking
place.
go. We're just gonna walk in all badass.
I don't care if want to use a robot or not. That's insane.
Fucking John's like, I'll use my cool ATM card thing to get the vault key. You guys go do other shit.
It's so
Fucking Arnie
wild,
walks
right?
up. Fucking Dyson's key card won't work, and he's like, my code won't work.
I
Fucking
got
pulls the
this.
grenade launcher out. Let's try mine. Boom, blows it open.
Through all of the stuff that goes on upstairs, though, we also see that their master plan was, where did the giant barrel bombs come from?
I don't know. So
And a radio.
Yeah, like where
trigger.
did this shit come from?
Where
Was
did
it
that
already
stuff
in the
come-
lab? You think?
But why?
Yeah.
So at some point, the plan involved
Fuck
barrels
tons
of
of-
explosives
Tons of explosives.
and a radio trigger.
Yep, big one.
They're getting ready to figure it all out. It was 100% never going to be what we see, right? Like they were going to all get clear of the building and then blow it all
Yeah.
up and everything was going to be okay.
Like the Joker and fucking, sitting there, he's poking it. It's not working.
Cyberdyne's own security force, right? That's the all black.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
gotta
dude.
be Cyberdyne.
Dude, those are some Black Ops fucking guys.
But
Like
again, the
they're
military doesn't know, so it's Cyberdyne, right?
Yeah.
Like it's Cyberdyne's
Fucking,
own special forces,
private military
Yes.
services right there.
because they come in clandestine, right? Like fucking coming through, like they're doing the like tight tuck gun fucking
Right.
holds and shit. Like you're just like these guys are about to fuck some shit up, and they do, but not in the right kind of way.
No.
Not in the right kind of way
No,
at all.
they just bust in the door. Fucking
They shoot-
Dyson's like getting the detonator to hand it
Well,
off to Sarah.
They shoot the one guy that I'm sure Cyberdyne said don't kill.
Yeah, right. Like, no, if he's important, don't kill that guy. Not
That's
only do they
what's-
shoot him, he eats like 8 rounds
Yes,
all
dude.
in his chest
That's
and
what's
legs.
so.
and shit.
That's the wildest part.
He does
to me.
the bullet dance.
And then he's
He's not dead though.
He's not. He's laying on the ground by the barrels. He looks over and he does. He gives Sarah that knowing like
I'm fucked. Get out of
I'm
here.
fucked. I know it. I got this. You guys
go.
go. And so she's like, oh fuck me, I'm gone.
Gets
She
stuck.
runs.
She gets stuck in that one room. Arnie has to go through the
Well, it's
wall
funny.
and get
She
her.
gets stuck there, and what little John sees it on the computer.
On the computer.
Mom's stuck in the other room. We got to figure out how to get her. And he just goes,
Smash.
I was like, damn, dude, all right. He
It worked,
grabs her.
though.
He just snatches her, and they
Yep,
just start to go.
off we fucking
This
go.
is so crazy to me. They basically make it out. Like we see there's the whole little shootout in the lobby. This is where you can tell he's fully non-lethal. This
Yep.
is the first time they want you to see it, right? Like it's knee shot, ankle shot, foot shot. And
He does. He shoots one guy straight in the
I know.
foot. I was like, oh.
And he takes the giant fucking gas
Gas
gun and
thing.
starts shooting people in the back and stuff. He's just like bruising people and
fucking
stuff.
fractured spine, cracked rib cage.
Again, we didn't talk about quality of life, Bo. We just said alive.
fucking guy's never walking right again.
But yeah, we see all this crazy stuff. But the one thing we didn't see him pick up the smoke bomb in the elevator that started it all.
Yep.
Right? They put their gas mask on. They have
They're like
one.
They're like
They're
trading
passing
it
back and forth. The man could have picked the gas bomb up
Kinda
and
chucked
thrown it
back,
out.
like get it
He
out of the
left it
elevator.
in the elevator.
They're fine.
They were, and that's good. I'm glad.
He has faith in them.
But so he makes it out. He clears up, dude. He clears the way.
He fucking even goes outside and finishes off
Yeah,
the
that's
rest
what I
of the
mean.
gas.
He clears the way.
So
He
goes
makes
up,
sure
fucking throws and fucking masks off people and shit.
he makes sure that nobody is going to be a problem for them as they are leaving this
steals
building.
the SWAT van, rolls up in there and shit.
This was wild to me. You almost forget that the T-1000's in the movie. It's been so
because
long.
he's been gone for a while, and then he just rolls up all badass through the fire on the fucking motorcycle and shit.
The one that he got earlier.
Yeah.
For like again, you thought
Like
he was going to use it earlier, and then like disappears for 30 minutes, and then
Right.
they're like, "Did you
Oh.
forget? He's got a motorcycle now." And
They-
what does he do with it?
Rides it up the fucking stairs.
What the fuck? Wild
The
shit.
thing is on fire, and he is riding it up the stairs.
It was just so we could get the badass shot of him
fucking-
taking off at the helicopter. I wish when he did it, we would have seen the motorcycle get thrown into the helicopter.
Right.
But no,
He wouldn't
they
be able
had
to fly
to go.
it then.
Well, they had to go real life with it and let the motorcycle get affected by gravity or
yeah,
some
and
shit.
fall.
What is that?
Fuck you. Fuck
But
your
he
physics.
still fucking dives straight into the window. What is that, dude?
He just
I know it was
oozes-
in snake metal
just
form.
oozes
Yeah,
through and shit. Looks at the pilot, is like, "Get out, dude!" Jumps like 50
Wouldn't
feet
you?
to the ground.
That's some wild shit
I would
to
if
see.
I'd have been like, "I'll risk it." Broken legs are fine.
Certainly a lot better than whatever
Whatever
that
the
thing
fuck
might
this
do.
is.
But yeah, so at this point though, he is flying after them.
This
They
is
are
like our
going-
third chase in
It's-
this movie.
Well, and it's always the freeway,
Right?
It's always the freeway. We can't even be like outskirts of town.
Nope,
It's
we're in the middle
always
of
fucking
fucking
the
everybody
freeway.
threading through
Uh,
traffic.
Not only do we get this badass fucking SWAT vehicle and helicopter chase, which is a wild statement to say
Yeah.
already. While they're going, we get constant foreshadowing because they pass that fucking liquid nitrogen semi like three
Yeah, like
times.
3
dude.
times.
Like they pass it, then you see them slow back down. They pass. I'm like,
and it's in
man,
the back of one
they,
shot
yeah,
back
they
there.
really want you to know
Keep your
that
eye
this
on
was
the
a
truck.
plan coming along.
When they
it's
finally
gonna happen.
when they finally wreck the fucking helicopter, it's the first thing that comes to a halt behind it.
Now look, they show she gets hit by something before the helicopter.
Yeah,
right?
they're shooting back and forth, and she gets shot in the leg.
And it's a tiny little nick. It's nothing,
Yeah.
right? I'm sorry to say, seconds after she got shot by that bullet, the helicopter rams into the back of this thing and wrecks both vehicles. And you're telling me not a piece of shrapnel that she was less than a foot away from a door from hit her? It was magic. It was 100% magic.
She paid the price. She paid the toll. She took the one round, and she was safe. For
Because
the
I'm
rest
telling
of
you
it.
right now, that helicopter would have been 1,000
fuck
pieces.
yeah, it would've.
Because it like wrecked rotor first into
It
that
would have
fucking
fucking
door,
like
dude.
chopped the top of the fucking van up.
Easily. Now though, we get some dope stuff that happens. We see them. They have to steal another vehicle with the full house top on
I
it.
like he's instead of like one of those like little like tool camper things.
No,
this
it
dude
says
has built
straight-
like a shack on the back of this
It's-
little truck.
So it's literally a sloped house top
It
on the
is.
top of it.
It's like
I
a
love it.
birdhouse. It's awesome.
And then he steals the tanker truck.
Yep.
Full of liquid nitrogen. You see it. It's like cryogenic
Yeah,
something.
cryocon
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck.
Just so that way you can really know
It's cold.
it's happening.
Expect this shit to be cold.
This is so wild. He starts chasing after them.
This truck
This-
only goes like 60 mile an hour too. It's
It's
so
55.
fucking tiny.
It didn't even hit 60, dude. I was paying attention.
I love it. He's like, go faster. This is as fast as it goes.
I expected that we would have gotten at least a little bit of comedy out of like when the truck hit him the first time and busted the house off. Him be like, now we've got some speed. No, we don't even get that.
No.
It's still a piece of shit truck. But really, that thing had to weigh so much. It was definitely slowing
Right.
that truck down, right? Like, because that was
It fucking
like,
was
even when
full
it
oak
fell
planks,
off,
right?
like the intenseness of it hitting the
It's a
ground. and
500
stuff.
pound shed on the back of this thing.
But so they do somehow magically survive the first being rammed by a truck up their ass. But then they get to the foundry. What? How does this even happen, dude? They are on the
It's
freeway,
straight,
and then all of a sudden you
straight
blink.
to it.
Then you blink, and all of a sudden it's like they took an exit off the freeway.
Ends at the fucking
Foundry.
smelty.
It's a foundry. It's a full-on metal foundry.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like a steel mill my dad used to fucking work
It's
out. They melt the shit down.
insane that they fucking just roll. Like again, it's like the freeway leads to it.
Right.
Like that's the end of the freeway.
There it
That's
is.
mile marker 0 is the foundry in LA. And they roll right up to it, and she's just screaming at John, who is now driving
Yep.
the 10-year-old. In case we forgot, it's been a while since I've
Yeah,
said
I forgot that. He's 10. Remember?
He's 10.
Remember
he's now
10?
driving the pickup truck. While Arnie
Has
is
jumped on the semi truck and is just like unloading fucking rounds into his
trying
face.
to stop all of this as best he can. They get up there. Do they wreck the truck too, or do they just
the
stop?
truck like wrecks into like a forklift.
one of those pylon
Yeah.
things or something.
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
the semi truck flips over and the tank just busts.
Bursts.
Fucking Arnie luckily gets like slung like
We have
500 yards
we
away.
have cryogenic fluids, liquid nitrogen everywhere,
I
which
love
is not
this.
good in a foundry.
No, it's really
you
bad.
when you have molten metal and something that cold, explosions happen.
Yeah, they tend
which
to
is
go.
why
"Poof."
which is why everybody inside saw that
Immediately
it was liquid
runs.
nitrogen, and they said, "Let's all leave."
Yep, let's get the fuck out of here.
It's not safe for us to be inside anymore. And so they all bolt, and now it's just these fucking guys, these four
people
in a
in this
foundry,
giant fucking
in a foundry with no supervision, with nobody there.
It's the fun way.
It is though. And it also is giving vibes like the end of the first one, because it's in
where
a
there's
mechanical building with all
shit,
these
with all
weird
the stuff,
gears
yeah.
and like closing things and stuff. I love that it had that little bit of fucking throwback vibe to
But
the
it's
end of
all
the first one.
Orange and hot looking and
That's
shit.
that's the added new vibe,
Right.
and that's dope, dude. Like the intense heat everywhere.
Right? So good.
We just see though, once we're here, it's just one fight after the other, right? Like it's one person duking it out.
Yeah.
It's another person duking it out. Sarah kicks him into one of the little foundry like carrier buckets, kicks John into
Oh,
it.
yeah,
That
and
way,
he's
like
just
she's
like
like,
he can
you
get
get away
away.
from the fighting. You
He's like,
get
Mom,
to safety.
Mom, no.
Uh,
She takes the needles through the
yes, dude. I was about to say
shoulder
he
and
comes
shit.
back with the needles,
Ah.
dude. These needles. Why?
Ah,
Like, because this is a time where he could have just killed her.
Even he's just like, I know this hurts.
Well, and
Call for John.
He's doing it, and he's asking for her to call for John. I had so much problem with this. He's touching her.
He could just turn into her and yell for him.
Well, and I'd like to think that he could mimic the voice without turning into her, because
Yeah.
Arnold can mimic a voice.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is 200 units past Arnold's unit.
He didn't get that update yet. It's not
But
his
like you
software.
said, regardless of doing the voice without changing, he could change, and we know that because
He
he
does here in
soon
a
does
minute.
change. Why? Why did he feel the need to say that
Just
to her?
To give Arnie time to sneak up on him and hit him with the pole,
I guess.
so we can have one last little
I
fight
guess.
here.
I guess.
Which Arnie gets his ass beat in this fight.
Well, especially this fight, because this is after he'd already got his arm fucked
Yeah,
up,
his
right?
arm was already ripped
This
off.
is
This
he got
the-
stuck in the gear.
Yeah, this is the one where he's like getting smashed with the fucking
Well,
like
and
battering
again,
ram and
he
the pole
gets-
through his spine.
I like that you said battering ram. It's really just like a I-beam, right? Like
Yeah, something.
It's like a
I-beam on a
girder,
Yeah.
on a chain for some
He's just
reason.
smashing him with it.
I was like, battering ram. It's not the 1600s. I agree that that's how he uses it, but I don't know what the
I
fuck
don't
it was
know what
supposed
it
to
is.
be.
Big-
Yeah, But
Big
he
steel
gets-
beam on
yeah.
a crane.
Gets the shit knocked out of him with it. The main reason it's even important to point that out is because he gets the shit beat out of him so bad, and when we see him stand up after all of this is resolved, he does not look nearly as beat up as he literally does in frame right
Yep.
now. Like he looks like his face looks
is
crumpled
all
in,
fucking
his,
smashed and shit, dude.
When we see him again after it's over, he looks pretty much normal.
Yeah.
But right now, like I mean, literally, it looks like half the metal in him is crumpled into half or something.
His face is turned into a metal, just a pop can. Just
But yeah, so at this point though, Sarah pulls in after he gets the shit knocked out of him because he's reaching for the
big
shotgun.
grenade launcher thing.
Well, I think he's at first. Oh yeah, that's right. He's reaching for his grenade launcher.
She's
and then
got the
she's got the
shotgun.
shotgun with her. That's right. Well, it's hard to keep up with both weapons. But so yeah,
Got
he gets
big shells to him.
well, I just mean like which one was where,
Yeah.
not what they look like. But I'm aware that they look different. But so yeah, he gets stabbed in the chest with the pole. After that,
Dope lightning effect too. When
yes,
that happens.
crazy power down effect.
moment. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's dead.
While this is going on, they cut to John like crying like a baby on
He's
the
like
other
hiding
side
in
of
a
the
corner,
foundry
just,
because he
"Ah."
finally had that realization, like, I don't want to die.
Yeah, like, and no one is here to protect me now because, as far as he knows, everybody's
yeah,
dead.
he thinks they're all gone. But then his mom jumps out, shotgun, boom, 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 just fucking
just unloading on him. He's
chest,
fucking
bullets
taking
all over.
steps back. He's like
He's
to the
one
edge
shot.
of the pit.
One shot.
We'd have had one last round, man. I love it. She's racking the thing. The music's swelling, all heroic, and then click.
He starts
And
coming
then
at
he
her.
just comes back and smiles, and all
John-
the shit comes back together.
John runs up because he's freaking out.
Yeah, we're
Again,
fucked,
he
Mom.
seemed like he was so far away. It seemed like he seemed like he was
he
on the other side of the
side
lava.
yeah,
Lava, but molten level. He seemed like he was on the other side of that. But then he's just
magic. Poof,
Right
there
beside
next
her.
to her. So he
it's so that way he could be there for this cool badass ending scene,
where he
right?
comes
That way,
up on
like,
the chain.
so we get this. They're standing together. They're basically standing there like, well, we've accepted our fate.
Yep, we're
He's
dead.
gonna kill us. It is what it is.
We
Love
got
you,
nothing
son.
left.
Love you, mom. You know what I mean? But then as you can hear the chain before you ever see him. You're just like, what's that sound? You hear like the clink, 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 and you're like, what? And you just see him triumphantly.
They all,
Don't. This is when the
three
trumpet
look-
starts too. It's super light because it's the triumphant part, yeah. And he comes up, he shoots one fucking round, but again, it's the grenade launcher.
So it's a little hole at first, and he looks at him around
Oh,
for
dude.
like a second, like the fuck.
Well, he looks at it. He looks at it, and there is even almost a split second of like triumph where he was like, "You idiot!"
I'm okay.
One, and then he was like, "Oh wait a minute, that wasn't a shot."
That's a grenade.
Yeah,
I love this. The fucking molten man monster
The
that he
way he
turns
looks,
into.
he's
His
split.
head is like up here.
it's nice. It's good. falls into the lava
and proceeds
or the
to
molten metal.
have the most dramatic death scene ever.
You see every face he's taken,
and he is
along the
thrashing
process
around this fucking
we see
goo that
bad,
he is in.
bad foster mom, helicopter pilot, fat
Mustache
cop,
guard, you know.
Everybody just showing up one more time. And then he's
it
gone.
turns into a Tool album color. It like goes inside out and shit.
We had everything but the witch yelling, "I'm melting."
Yeah, it's so good. It goes on for like a minute and a half though.
Then we start. You think it's done. You think you even tell yourself, you're like, "Oh, everything's
bad
happy.
guys over. We're done."
John's even. He's literally hugging the Terminator. He's like, "It's all. We made it.
Did
Everything's good." And the Terminator just looks at him like, "But we're not done." What do you mean?
There's one last chip,
and he shows his hand. He's like, it's not done until
he
uses the metal hand to point at it. He said, it's not done until all of it's gone.
And it gets sad.
But then it's not even just that too, right? This is another one of those things I had a little bit of an issue with. He says, one of you has to push the button. I can't kill myself. I can't, right? John Connor reprogrammed this. And as far as we know now, since we now know that this was bootstrapped in, John Connor knows this moment. John Connor couldn't have reprogrammed the Terminator to do that, so that way neither he as a child or his mother had to do that. He couldn't have thought maybe that would be helpful.
That's Universe 5's problem.
It definitely wasn't his anymore. He was like, well, I do this and I'm no longer me. That John's me.
That's that John. It's his problem.
Yeah, it was definitely just that one last timey-wimey problem to throw in. The movie, though, at that point, he gets lowered in. We see the thumbs up, everything. We feel like he saved the day. The world is saved. The future has been changed until 3.
Yeah, until 3, and then it's all just like, oh wait, we were just postponed it a little bit.
Now it's gonna still happen.
And now there's a chick Terminator who can make her boobs bigger. It's very important in the trailers.
Mega Man arm
no one
too.
cares about that.
Well, no, it's important because in this one they couldn't. They didn't have the technology yet. The T-1000 couldn't replicate machinery like that.
Chick is better. Girls are always better. Proven. Right there. Terminator 3 proved it.
All right, guys. We are officially done with this movie. It was fun. We had a blast. It is maybe a little long. I don't know. This is one of those, the episode might edit down fine. It's also hard for me to tell because of issues that we
kind of left it running while we were on a break.
So we will definitely see what happens here.
I think it'll be fine.
Well, it's also that and what time of day it is, but that gets thrown off from other reasons. It's all what it is. But yeah, it was good either way. I don't care how long it was.
No,
I mean, it was a fun time. It's a fun movie. Fucking everybody loves Arnold. Everybody loves the Terminator. My son loved the Terminator.
Yeah, that was good. We'll be hearing from him.
We'll be hearing from him soon. That's kind of why I wanted to say that. He snuck his way in. I want to say
he just kind of snuck in on this one.
He saw me watching it, wanted to watch it, and he knows the rules. If he watches it, he gets to talk about it. He watched it, he gets to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys know how this works. When our youngest, tiniest fan here watches a movie, he always is allowed to talk with us. So me and Bo are going to let him come in. All right, buddy. What do you think about this?
Go for it, Jack.
I like the part the guys was naked.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
How they time travel?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? And those ball of electricity?
Yeah. And then the bad guy got in the lava.
Yeah, he looked crazy, huh?
And then H scenes the bad guy running.
You thought he was funny running?
Yeah.
That's funny.
We all
think that guy has a very funny run. He looks silly, huh?
Yes, he looks like Captain America's running like.
He's got the full arm run. You're right. That's exactly what we've been saying.
I guarantee it.
That's what we've been saying the whole time. Is that he does a weird full arm
like
run.
an action figure running, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're right, buddy.
And I like the part the good robot was playing with the 10-year-old kid.
When he was playing with him?
Yeah.
Teaching him they were teaching each other how to do things. He was like, you got to talk like this. You got to say words like, no problemo. Yeah?
Yeah.
It was silly.
Yeah.
So you like Terminator?
Yeah.
You watch the
wanna
first one?
you gonna watch more of them now?
Yeah, you can watch
Yeah.
all of them.
Well, we made a new fan.
Yay!
All right.
We can't find the third movie.
Yeah,
at
we've
all.
been-
We'll find it.
We'll find it.
It's out there
all good.
somewhere.
Well, all right. Well, before we go, is there something else you want to tell everybody?
Try and punch the like button.
There you,
There you
go.
go.
All right, buddy. On that note, let's go ahead and finish this up. This beer was good.
That's all right.
I got no problems
I
with
have
it.
no issue with it at
We
all.
have maybe spoiled ourselves at this
we're
point.
we're a little spoiled, yeah, I'll admit that. But Mirror Twin Brewing's Hasta La Vista Baby.
It's a good lager. It's better
Yeah.
than a Budweiser.
better than a Budweiser. Yeah, definitely go try it because of that.
On that note, next week we are going to be doing. I'll hit the movie. You can hit the beer.
All right.
Although, I think they'll maybe no do the beer first.
You want
I
me to
like
do
you
the
doing
beer
the beer
first?
first. You
All
hit
right.
them with the beer
Then
first.
next week we are going to be going back to our home brewing place. We're going to be going to Sawstones Brewing Company's Littlefoot.
I just wanted you to do that because now there's no way they have to
You
know what
have
we're
to.
doing. It's the Land Before Time.
Yes.
and the first one.
Yeah. First
None of
one,
the other 19
they're
bullshit.
not as good.
I mean, I don't even know if I've ever seen any past the first one.
Second one's okay.
But I definitely am not going into the extended universe because they go
No.
up to like I said,
Yeah,
19.
they're still
It's
going, aren't
insane.
they?
It's insane how far they go. All right, but yeah, we're gonna have fun. Like we said, local beer, kid movie. I know you might be like Terminator 2 to
We're
a kid
allowed-
movie.
We're allowed.
We do what we
I'm
want.
a giant child. I'll watch whatever
We
I
do
want.
what we want.
Exactly.
But yeah, on that note, guys, we are done. You got anything for us, Bo?
If you like this, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to help the channel grow or give us any money, go check out our Patreon. It is KentuckyFriedCritics.com/Patreon or some version of that. You all figure it out. Other than that, I think we're done. You good?
Hasta la vista, baby.
Quickly, get to the chopper. Do it now.